There's one man who refuses to follow the script.
We have rules here, you know that. And if you don't follow the rules, then what are we?
One man stands tall in the face of adversity.
But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward.
A man who rises above the ashes of hot takes.
What do you care what they say?
Easy for you to say they will love you.
It's just noise, man. You're really good at it. You might be great.
That man is Nick Kostos, and this is You Better You Bet.
If loving sports is wrong, I don't want to be right.
Where narratives are challenged and the truth is spoken.
I told you what was going to happen last week. If you didn't listen, that's on you.
This isn't talk. It's perspective.
It's not what you look at that matters. It's what you see.
This is You Better You Bet, presented by BetMGM on Westwood One Sports.
Phenomenal Football Friday. Nick Kostos here on You Better You Bet, Westwood One Sports, presented by BetMGM. We will eschew the normal introduction of the show. Great guests will join us. We will get into all the big stories in the world of sports and break down Super Bowl 60. But a very special guest joining us live on set here, my good friend, the great Pete Prisco of CBS Sports. Pete, what's going on?
Knock, knock. Let me in the show, please. Let me in.
Let me in. Pete, you have been let in. How's it going?
Awesome.
This is your what?
37th.
37th Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Is that has to be close to the record right now,
I
right?
think it is.
For most consecutive Super Bowls.
I think it is, because COVID Super Bowl eliminated a bunch of people, and I made it.
How's the week been so far for you?
I've avoided some pitfalls downtown.
By pitfalls, we mean like crackheads and meth heads?
It's unbelievable.
It really is, right?
And look, we've been in a lot of cities in our history, and you've lived in New York City and other cities. Have you ever seen anything like this?
It's really not great, yeah. And I actually think this has turned into, and I don't want to do politics, I don't mean to do it on the show, it's kind of turned into like a culture war conversation, and I don't think it has anything to do with that. The bottom line is, Pete, like, we're speaking the truth, it's nothing to do with politics. You walk around the convention center here in San Francisco, and you're running into like someone who's sleeping on the street, mentally ill, on drugs, And you feel terrible for these people, but also, like, this is a Super Bowl, man. It feels like it's a little wild.
Like I was going to come over here and walk over here this morning.
You can't.
They said, no, don't walk.
At this early in the morning?
They said, don't walk.
Yeah, I mean, later in the day, there's a ton of police. And the police are starting to come out more
I came
now.
here 10 years ago for the Super Bowl.
It wasn't like this in Super Bowl 50.
It wasn't nearly as bad. And so can you imagine if they ever brought one back again? I don't think they will.
I got to tell you, and this is not a San Francisco thing. I felt this way about New York for the Seahawks, but I'm from New York for the Seahawks-Broncos Super Bowl. When you get a city this big, it doesn't feel like the Super Bowl's here, right? When you walk outside, like when we were in New Orleans last year, or Indianapolis for Giants-Patriots in '46, a smaller city like that, you feel when you walk outside like the Super Bowl's here. The city's excited. San Francisco's a great city, but you don't get that feeling here, right?
No, not at all. And look, if I had my way, like they do the owners' meetings East and West, they do it in Florida and Arizona. Why not put it in New Orleans and Vegas every other year?
I liked it when it was in San Diego. I
didn't like that.
No,
it's too spread out.
Right off the PCH.
It's too spread out.
Pacific Coast Highway.
I
enjoyed that.
But that was a while ago.
09.
And you know what? They had that gas lamp district down there in downtown San Diego.
Yeah.
It's kind of, I heard, not very good either.
Probably not great. Let's talk about NFL honors last night. We'll get your opinion on the Super Bowl. Big story. Matthew Stafford says he's coming back for another year, Pete.
Well, and look, if he's healthy, why not? I mean, he played at a high level. He's clearly the MVP. So I think that's good for the Rams. And look, that's a good football team. They were close. We know that. They have some things to do in the secondary, but I think him coming back gives you a lot of hope for that team.
And you're a voter on the awards.
Correct.
Were you surprised? Guessing you voted for Stafford.
I voted for Stafford.
Are you surprised that this is the closest MVP vote, 366 points to 361 for Drake May, since Peyton Manning and Steve McNair split the award in 2003? Are you surprised it was that close?
Well, when you looked at the All-Pro voting, it shouldn't have been that close. So some guys voted for the quarterback as the All-Pro and didn't vote for him as the MVP.
When we saw that last year, right? When Lamar was the first team All-Pro and Josh Allen won MVP.
Yeah, I was surprised it was close. But again, you could make a case for either one of them. It was a tough vote.
What did you think of Sam Monson revealing publicly that he voted for Justin Herbert MVP?
No earthly idea why he voted for it, but I give him credit for at least telling everybody. But you know what? He kind of ahead of that because that comes out now. They release what we vote for now.
So, because I think a lot of people will say, like, he wasted a vote, and how could Herbert be the vote? You think it's okay because he backed it up with rationale? That's not a leading question. I'm genuinely curious your opinion.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay. Look, you do your work. You make your vote. We might think it's irrational. He thought it was the right vote, and so he made it that vote.
Matthew Stafford, Hall of Famer now, right? No question?
I don't think there's any doubt now.
No, and I kind of think maybe didn't need the MVP, but I think that pushes him over the finish line.
But we got a certain quarterback in New York who's won 2 Super Bowls, and he can't get in.
Yeah.
Top 10 in touchdowns and top 10 in passing yards.
Eli Manning's going to get in,
He will
right?
get in, but, I mean, it's not like it's a slam dunk for Matt Stafford either.
Well,
it's not like he's Drew Brees.
Who do you think has a better Hall of Fame case, Stafford or Eli? You can make and you know I'm an Eli guy. You can make a case at Stafford now.
Because he has the MVP.
Because he has the MVP.
Yeah, but
and a Super Bowl.
But he's got 2.
Well, Stafford.
And he's got 2 that he brought him back in the fourth quarter in.
Yeah, well, you don't have to tell me that.
Right. So, I mean, come on.
I was really annoyed yesterday. I'm guessing you were also. I like the NFL international games. I don't know why you would send. Maybe it's funny to think about, right? I think there's a chance the 2 best teams in the league next year, no disrespect to the Seahawks or the Patriots, might be the Niners and the Rams. I think they're both going to be awesome. And to find out that they're going to be playing a divisional game in Melbourne.
19 hours away.
But what is that? Like, if you're going to, I understand the international games. You can't have like a division game like that in Australia.
But I think what they're going to do is they're going to put that in the beginning of the season.
Like week 0?
Yes.
Oh,
and kind of like, and so you get another work week.
You talked to Jeff Miller this week?
No.
From the NFL. We had him on. He was great, really nice guy. Has a super long title, and we were talking about the international games and the NFL playing games on Christmas. He goes, we don't play every day of the week. I was, are you sure?
If they could, they would.
God, I mean,
they can't play Friday night. You know that
because high school football.
Yeah, but if they could, they would.
Yeah, just I'm good on all this stuff. I hate that the Niners and Rams have to go to Australia.
Yeah, you wouldn't think a good division game like that would be the game that went there.
What do you make of the rest of NFL honors? Anything else stand out to you from the award winners?
The winners, the ones who won, I voted for everybody except for I voted for Liam Cohen.
Over Mike Vrabel?
Yes.
I thought Vrabel was going to win.
I mean, you can make a case for every single one of them.
Yeah.
Here's why I voted for Liam Cohen. His schedule was tougher. He beat more good teams. And he went from a disaster, just like Vrabel did, to a team that won 13 games. That's why I voted for him.
I thought he had a great season.
Had Kyle Shanahan won the last week of the season, I would have voted for Kyle Shanahan.
I think that was kind of what. And if Ben Johnson had beaten San Francisco Sunday night, Week 17, and then beat the Lions in Week 18, Ben Johnson might have won.
Right.
So
it was tough. That was the hardest pick for me. The rest of them were kind of straightforward. Myles Garrett, come on, he was unanimous. Smith and Jigba, I voted for him. Schwessinger, I voted for him.
Ted,
I voted.
Mac.
Yeah, I voted for him.
Yeah.
So it was all, and I didn't see who won the assistant coach of the year.
Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, I voted for Brian Flores.
You could make the case for either.
Yeah.
And I think something that's, we'll do this in a little bit, but something I think really going to help the Patriots, McDaniels is never getting a head coaching job.
I don't think so.
So normally you would see that, right? Like here's this great offensive coordinator and play caller, takes a quarterback in year 2 to the cusp of MVP. He gets a job. He'll be at the Patriots offensive coordinator as long as he wants to
Correct.
be.
He looks different, too, man. He looks revitalized and re-energized. He looks like he's kind of calmed down a little bit, which he needed to do.
You bet on this Friday, Westwood One Sports. Final day from Radio Row. Pete Prisco, CBS Sports, on set with me, Nick Kostos. Hall of Fame class revealed last night. Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald, the headliners. Roger Craig gets in. Adam Vinatieri gets in. Let's talk about next year's first-time eligibles. I will give you a name. You tell me Hall of Fame or not. Rob Gronkowski,
yes.
Obvious.
Slam dunk.
Best tight end ever?
Yes.
He is, right?
Yeah, because he could catch it and he could block.
And I was going to say, certainly in my lifetime, the best tight end ever.
He's the best.
Okay, number 1 of all time. Ben Roethlisberger.
Not right away.
I think Ben's a first ballot Hall of Famer.
I don't think he gets in right away.
Oh, I think he does.
Why? Over Eli? Like when you compare his resume
way better stats. 1-2 Super Bowls.
Are
went to
his
another.
stats way better?
They are, though, no?
They're not that significantly better than Eli's. Eli's top 10 in touchdowns and yards.
Better quarterback. Ben or Eli?
I'd say Ben.
I'd say Ben, and I'm an Eli guy.
But I don't think he gets in right away. He'll get in.
Adrian Peterson.
Yeah, slam dunk.
Easy.
Automatic.
Richard Sherman. Does Richard Sherman get in eventually?
Maybe.
Cam Newton.
No.
Never.
No.
I don't think so either. This is the most interesting one. Antonio Brown.
No.
If he kept his head on straight and didn't go nuts, he's in.
Right. If he kept his head on
so
straight.
Here's what's interesting, right?
Because his numbers were fantastic.
Here's what's interesting about Antonio Brown, and this is going to become, and I know it's not till next year, this is going to be a huge story next year. I've bitched and moaned, and you have too, about T.O. having to wait till year 3. And like the people and the voters came out and said it's because like he was not nice to his teammates or to the media, and I think that's nonsense. Antonio Brown, I think you can actually make the case that how crazy he was should actually maybe detract from him going in on the first ballot.
Yeah, well,
and I didn't say that about T.O.
Yeah, he was so bad. I mean, so yeah, I don't think he's getting it anyway.
At all.
No, I don't.
But a Hall of Fame caliber player.
Right. But the receivers are so backed up now. I mean,
but like he's better than Torrey Holt. Antonio Brown?
I don't know if he was.
You don't think so?
No, Torrey Holt was great.
He was great, but Antonio Brown was better, no?
No, I don't think he was.
Okay. I'm going to give you a bunch of names now. You tell me if any of these guys are Hall of Famers. Alex Mack?
No.
Andrew Whitworth?
No.
Eric Weddle?
No.
Gerald McCoy?
And I love every one of those guys, by the way. No.
Le'Veon Bell?
No.
Joe Hayden?
No.
Malcolm Jenkins?
No.
I don't even want to read the rest of
I don't know why we put a bunch of those guys
Ryan
on the
Kerrigan? Kerrigan's a good player, not a Hall of Famer.
They were all good players.
Yeah,
They're just not they're all very good.
All right, let's do Super Bowl 60. Seattle, a 4.5-point favorite, 45.5. Who do you like and why?
Seattle. Big. I think they hammer them. 27-10.
I like Seattle a lot also.
In week 6.
Kiss of death.
Oh, there you go. You're done. In week 6, somebody told me in the league, they said, Seattle's going to end up being the best team. And I said, what? They said, look at that front. Look at that front. That defensive line has 4 guys who have 40 pressures or more. That's incredible.
Who's the best one in your opinion?
At his best, Leonard Williams is.
I thought you might say Byron Murphy.
He's played better this year, I think. But Leonard Williams is fantastic. And Leonard Williams wasn't as good this year as he was last year, but he was still really good. I think they're going to be a problem on the inside for that team. I think it's going to be Garrett Bradbury's little. I think he's going to have problems with him.
The thing that surprised me the most this week, talking to people about the Super Bowl, people like you who like to watch tons of film, former players, people seem to think, and I'm not saying it's right or not, that the Patriots defense is like just as good as the Seahawks defense. Do you see it that way?
No, I don't think that. I don't think that at all. And I think Milton Williams when he's on the field and playing at his best, he can be a disruptor. Barmore's played better in the playoffs, but they're not Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy. They're not. And I don't think their edge players are that good. Chason and that group, they're just guys. And
well, he's a Jacksonville washout, Caleb on Chason.
I mean, but
just like you.
Yeah, I guess I did wash out in Jacksonville. So I don't know. And by the way, I don't think Christian Gonzalez is as good as everybody says he is.
Okay.
I think he's good. I don't think he's great. And they say did you saw what Carlton Davis came out and said he actually said he's going to match up on Smith and Jigba.
And it's not a disrespect to Christian Gonzalez to say he can't cover JSN one-on-one. Maybe nobody can.
No, he's great. And they do a great job of putting him in the backfield and scheming him open and getting him matchup problems. So I think Shaheed's going to have a big day.
Who wins MVP?
Somebody on defense for the Seahawks.
For Seattle, give me a name.
Leonard Williams.
Former Giant?
I think he's going to have 3 sacks.
So that would be 2 Seahawks Super Bowl championships, 2 defensive MVPs.
I think he's going to have 3 sacks.
Who won the first one? Trivia question.
Trying to remember. It was the linebacker.
Yes.
From USC.
What's his name?
Give me his name.
How old are you, man?
I remember. I'll remember his name. Just
Malcolm Smith.
Yeah.
Come on, man. So Seahawks 27-10.
Seahawks from USC, though.
Seahawks and the under for Pete Prisco and Leonard Williams, Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, I think he's going to dominate the interior of that line.
Give me something else from the Super Bowl.
Will the Patriots be able to run the ball?
No, right?
Well,
I think the most likely outcome when people ask me is that the Patriots have difficulty scoring.
Here, I agree. And here's the thing, Nick. They run that jumbo.
Producer never doesn't even look at me.
They run
hey,
that,
buddy.
They run that jumbo package.
I got 2 minutes. All right.
They
great.
run that jumbo package. They bring the extra tackle in.
Yeah.
Seattle's been great against the jumbo package all year.
Yeah.
They've stopped the run. That's how they run the ball, the Patriots.
Are the Seahawks actually the best team? Or the Rams better? Doesn't matter. Just curious.
The Rams secondary has major flaws in it. Big time flaws in it.
Yeah.
You saw that for the last 5 weeks of the season. They were giving up a lot of big plays.
If I asked you right now, pencil, not pen, change the answer whenever you want. Who wins next year's Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Because I have a strong opinion.
I always put Green Bay and Buffalo in. So
I have a strong opinion.
I think Green Bay is going to be in the mix next year.
I think it's going to be San Francisco. The Niners are going to win if they can stay healthy.
I'll tell you what, Jacksonville's going to be in the mix next year.
Jacksonville's going to be really good. I think, and you know my opinion, I think Buffalo's going to be there in the end with Joe Brady now.
And you know what? In talking to people in Buffalo,
yeah,
they ain't going to hold him back anymore. Because they hold Josh Allen back. They held Josh Allen back. You know what McDermott wanted to do? Play tight to the vest, play good defense, not let him mess it up. They got to let him loose.
Let's close with this. Was I right about Sean McDermott and John Harbaugh in Buffalo and Baltimore, respectively?
That you wanted him fired?
Well, just answer the question. No, was I right?
No.
You can't say it.
You weren't right.
That's unbelievable.
Did you come out and say they were going to be fired?
I said that in order for them, they will not. I said they will not win with those guys. Was I right?
Well, they could have stayed there. They might have won with them.
No, they wouldn't have.
You didn't say.
Just say I was right.
You're not. No, I'm not going to say you're right because you weren't right.
I appreciate you, buddy.
You got it.
Pete Prisco, CBS Sports, on Twitter at Prisco CBS. Watch him on CBS Sports HQ. Joining us on the other side, legendary Dallas Cowboy safety. He should be a Hall of Famer, right? Darren Woodson. Darren Woodson should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We will talk to him next here on Westwood One Sports on a Friday.
This is You Better You Bet, live from San Francisco on Westwood One Sports. Here's your host, Nick Kostos.
You Better You Bet rolls on San Francisco, California, the site. Super Bowl 60, Westwood One Sports, presented by BetMGM. A guy is joining me right now who should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Absolutely no question about it. Legendary Dallas Cowboys safety, Darren Woodson, here on You Better You Bet. What's going on, Darren?
Oh, man, I'm great. Everything is good. I'm out here enjoying the time. And, you know, it's always, Nick, it's always crazy to be, you know, I played in 3 of these. And it's always, you know, crazy to see, you know, knowing that I used to practice and be and do all those things. And then never really knew all this was going on.
Really?
Yeah. And then, you know, I've been here a number of years, but it never surprises me. It's just, it always surprises me. There's always something new that's popping up, new sets and new, you know, podcasts and all those things, man. It's been great.
You asked me off air before we started where I'm from.
Right.
Do you have a guess?
From the Northeast.
Oh, I'm from the Northeast.
Yes. So Philly?
So, New York.
New York. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
So can I be honest with you?
Go. Oh, I know what you're going to say. I hated us.
I hate you.
Yeah, I know.
I
figured that.
I don't.
I figured this.
So I'm a Giants fan.
Yes. Yes. Figured that out. I figured that out. Wow, that's a freaking surprise
so you
there.
Used to watching games with my dad and grandfather. The one that we'll always talk about. Well, I mean, you ruined at least one Thanksgiving when I was a kid.
Yeah,
at least one at Texas Stadium. We had the first play of the season on Monday Night Football. Emmett, like 90-yard touchdown. So, well, season's over.
Yeah.
And the one that really hurt, man, was when you guys were going to go back-to-back in 93.
That was a
Giant
big game.
Stadium.
Yep.
Phil Simms starting.
Yep.
Emmett on a separated shoulder.
Yeah.
Does it bring you pleasure to know that you devastated many New Yorkers
Yes,
on that
absolutely.
day?
Loved it. Loved every second of it. Look, I tell you what, those are some really good, because Bill Parcells was the head coach of the Giants back then. And let's not forget, like, we were a team, the entire NFC East was where it was. Like, if you won the NFC East for like 5 or 6 years, you went on to win the Super Bowl.
And to your point, so the then Redskins won 3 Super Bowls in between 83 and 91. The Giants won in 86 and 90.
Yeah.
And it was like the Eagles were always good, but didn't break through at that point. And the Cowboys were the laughing stock.
Exactly. So we had to come back, and those games were brutal. Like those games, that was like the last game of the season. We needed to win. Both teams needed that game to win in 93. We ended up finding a way in overtime to get that W, and then we went on to win the Super Bowl, man. But I remember the physicality of that game was so tremendous, and then we went into overtime. It's just that much more, but we ended up squeaking it out, man. And I know the Giants fans that called me and my mom and my grandma and my cousins and everybody names all those years that, you know, it was good to get that win.
So, look, the Giants weren't as good as you guys at that point. And really, your main rival, obviously, was the team that plays here in San Francisco with the Niners, and you got them more than they got you.
Yeah.
When you get off the plane in San Francisco, do you think about those days?
I do,
what
man.
What kind of memories does it bring back?
Candlestick Park. It does. I mean, the rivalry that was, like, again, they felt like a part of the NFC East because we knew we were going to see them twice a year. During the regular season, they always matched us up with them, and then in the NFC Championship game.
And it always felt like that NFC Championship game. It always felt like that was the Super Bowl.
That was.
When you guys played the 49ers.
But let me say this to you. I'll say this, Nick. We were battle-hardened, man. I mean, they were playing in the NFC West, and no shot to the NFC West back then. But
think about it. The Rams, the Saints, and the Falcons and the Cardinals were in the division at that point, too. And those teams were never at the top.
They weren't even 500. So San Fran basically walked through their division, and we were getting bludgeoned in the NFC East. So we were battle-hardened. So we were the team that was used to that. And when we got in that moment, it was like, hey, we're better than you because we've been sharpened up through the NFC East, and we're about to put it on. We're going to show you how the NFC East plays. And I think that was the surprise for San Francisco, is that they weren't used to getting beat up the way we beat them up.
How did it happen in 95 when they got you guys, when they finally beat you
in 94?
Or 94, correct.
We went up to Candlestick Park. We weren't the same team. We weren't the same team in 95 either. We ended up winning the Super Bowl in 95. We weren't the same team.
Is that
then.
because, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, is that because Barry's the head coach and not Jimmy anymore?
Yeah, well, that had a lot to do with it.
I'm not trying to disparage Barry, just saying, though.
When Jimmy left, we were not the same team. And that's as honest as a statement that I could ever make, because Jimmy had us ready for each and every game. And I'm saying that year in 94, it wasn't just that San Francisco game. We had so many games that we were just half-ass. we found ways through off the skin of our teeth to win games.
And you went
that
down
was just
21-0 in that title game and only lost by 10. Like, you fought all the way back.
And it's one of the proudest moments of my career is that game, because we could have easily been out of that game, and we found a way to dig up the second, third, fourth quarter. We never gave up. We came back and had a chance to win that game at the end of that game and didn't win it.
I want to talk to you about 95. I swear to God, I was thinking about it this week. I'm reading a book that Bill Walsh wrote, Legendary 95. Kind of like not slams, but he kind of takes a shot at Barry Switzer in the book, basically saying like Jimmy Johnson, the great Jimmy Johnson, that his attention to detail was such, and Barry Switzer didn't have it. And and I'm not asking you to say anything bad about Barry, but if that's true, right, then you guys won in 95 kind of without that attention to detail. I kind of feel like that 95 team is one of the best teams ever that doesn't get talked about. Is that
I would not agree with that.
Really?
No. That 95 team, there's no way. If I put our 95 team up against our 92 and 93 team, our 92, 93 team will beat the dog out of our 95 team.
How'd you guys win then without Jimmy then in 95?
I have just through talent. Just because of the talent that we had enough talent. Once we got into the playoffs, like it was hard sledding to get into the playoffs in 95. We got into the playoffs and it was kind of like, oh, we're here now. And now we got a 3-game tournament, and you put a tournament, we're going to win that. We're going to win that tournament. We always felt like we had the talent to do that. And our talent could overcome some of those, some of the attention to detail. And we did so. But with Jimmy, I think we win 4 or 5 straight.
Wow. Your rookie year, 92, right?
Yes.
So when you you win the Super Bowl your rookie year. So you missed like 89, 1-15 in Troy Aikman's rookie year, 90, I believe 8-8, and then 91 go to the play-offs lose to the Lions. So you come in for the good stuff.
Nick, you know this stuff, man.
I'm a NFL super. I love this stuff.
Wow, Lord.
So when you come in, are any of the veterans saying to you like, man, you're kind of lucky. You missed out on all of that stuff for Jimmy, and not to say that he didn't put you guys through the ringer, but man, to get them to that point when you come in and you guys win the Super Bowl, it must have been like, man, like I'm coming in here and this is great right now. I got to miss all this stuff.
No, you know what? I came in and they were talking trash. This team talked. I mean, the guys like James Washington's and the Thomas Everett, they were talking about a young guy coming in my class, and my mind was always like, hey, look, you guys didn't get there until we got here, right? Like, hey, that was my mindset, Nick. I'm serious. Like, hey, my class came in, and there was Kevin Smith was the first pick, Robert Jones another pick, all defensive guys, myself, and Jimmy Smith was actually one of the wide receivers. Remember the great Jimmy Smith?
Jimmy Smith got drafted by Dallas?
2 picks before me.
Wow.
Yeah, so he was with us. But that class really helped this team, as far as the secondary get better and the special teams get better. But that team, regardless of us coming in, they had this chip on their shoulder. They were different, man. And the competition, walking in and having a competition that we had to deal with. Jimmy used to always say, look, you're fighting for your job at practice. Like, the competition was so – I couldn't wait to get to Sunday because freaking Wednesday through Saturday was brutal.
Wow.
It was freaking brutal. I mean, we just competed at such a high level that Sunday was like, man, here's a break. We get to hit someone else.
You won Super Bowls with him. From the outside, just watching so much content from like the 90s Cowboys, it seems like Jimmy was ruthless.
He was. Jimmy was ruthless. I don't know if Jimmy, I think there were certain guys on that team that had gone through some things. Troy had gone through a lot with Jimmy, the 1 in 15 years. Michael Irvin had gone through a lot. Emmett had gone through a lot. A guy like me, I came in, and Jimmy had relationships with those guys because he had gone through those things with them.
Gone through the losses.
Yeah. Now he was going through the wins, and there was a standard that was set. And the young guy like me and Kevin Smith and those young guys that came in with me, he was just, I played for 11 years of my career. When I first started, I played standard defense. I was the nickel guy. I ran down on 3 of the 4 special teams. 3 of the 4 for 11 years. I played on a punt team, punt pressure, and the kickoff team. Like, that was the mindset of Jimmy. That's how he started this thing. So I didn't come in with any glove. It wasn't like he was throwing flowers at me. He was like, your ass is going to work.
You bet here on this Friday. I think you're a Pro Football Hall of Famer. Darren Woodson here with us on the show, legendary safety of the Dallas. I could talk to you about
Oh, dude, you're good, Nick. This is awesome.
Let's talk about the Hall of Fame, and we don't have to talk about you. And I'll say it so you don't have to. Darren Woodson needs to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. What do you make about the hit that the Hall of Fame has taken? And I talked to one of your old teammates, Emmett Smith, about this yesterday on Thursday. That it's not just, to me, I'll give you my opinion, right? It's not just Belichick doesn't get it on the first ballot. To me, it was unforgivable that Terrell Owens didn't go on the first ballot. And look, whether you like him or you don't,
I agree.
He's one of the best receivers that's ever played. How does he not go in?
I agree.
Like, what about the PR hit the Hall of Fame has taken your opinion on that?
You know what? People forget, and Nick, I'm glad you brought that up, because people forget that I remember T.O. not going in, and it just shocked me. Like,
until the third ballot.
Yeah, that was the one that kind of took me aback. And I've never thought about the Hall of Fame that much in the voting process until that day. And but then this one last week, it really hurt. I mean, Belichick not going out, that was a slap in the face. And that was a slap in the face to a lot of people, including self, to know that Bill Belichick deserves to be a first ballot. Robert Kraft deserves to be a first ballot Hall of Famer. You can't tell this story of the NFL without Belichick and Robert Kraft. So I do feel that. However, I do feel this way as well. It's a tough job. Like, voting in to being a voter for the Hall of Fame is a tough job. And it just is, man. It's just so many guys that played at a high level. And now you got to choose and pick and all that. So you're never going to be right. You're in a position you're never going to be, 100% right. I will say this, though. The honor that it is to be a Hall of Famer is special. And we should not, they tell us to keep it quiet for a reason. We should adhere to that, because we should be honoring the guys that actually go in. Whether I get in or I don't get in, I'm going to honor those guys because it's their time. It's their moment. Allow them to have that moment without all this controversy going on about it. The guys that are going in this week, whether it's me or not, man, I'm appreciative of the opportunity, but I'm also appreciative of them and their moment.
Final question before we talk about Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. What is the one biggest reason in Darren Woodson's mind why the Dallas Cowboys have been unable for 30 years to recapture the glory that you guys had in the 90s?
Defense. Look, the organization has gone through Tony Romo, who had lights out one of the best offenses in the league. Dak Prescott now has one of the best offenses in the league, but they can't make mistakes because their defense never has been able to carry them through those mistakes. You look at a guy like Sam Darnold, who's playing this Sunday, has turned over the ball a lot of times, and guess what? That defense has been very forgiving for him, and that's the big issue. I keep saying the word intentional, and I've been saying it all week. They have to be intentional about shoring up that defense and getting a hungry defense. Intentional, and hopefully Christian Parker, the new defensive coordinator, brings that to him.
I think he's going to be a stud.
I think so, too.
For the Dallas Cowboys defense. You like Tony? I have another. Last one here.
Yeah.
Your former teammate Troy Aikman, I think, is the best on color commentary when it comes to the NFL. Another Cowboys quarterback, Tony Romo, gets criticism, whether right, wrong, or indifferent. What do you think of Tony?
I love Tony because Tony came in. He was very disruptive in calling plays because he played the game. He was so fresh off the field, and he came into the game and people just like the Cowboys organization is like a lightning rod.
It's unbelievable.
You either love them or you hate them. Doesn't matter what Tony did.
But I'll tell you what, they pay attention.
They do pay attention, right? They do pay attention, but Tony's going to take a lot of negativity and a lot of hits.
Do you think it's unfair?
It's unfair, man. I mean, there's a lot. How else are you? I mean, look, I think Tony has done a great job. I think he's been prepared. I think he's done all the right things. He's going to take – the people are going to take shots. And it's a hard deal to do, to call games. Like, I could never call games. And we've seen guys get up there and fall apart. Tony's on a two-man booth, and he's done a wonderful job. And I just think that he's got to keep going until we even worry about all the sharp criticism coming his way.
You've been more than generous with your time. Tell us what you've got going on, Darren, with our friends at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts.
Choctaw Casino, if you've never been to Dallas-Fort Worth, just 90 minutes from Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, 90 minutes up 75, you go across the border into Durant, Oklahoma, and there's Choctaw Casino and Resort. And it is a resort. It is swimming pools, it's bowling alleys, great steakhouse, the best concert venue in all of Texas and in Oklahoma. It is a special place. I take my family, friends up there. We get in cars. We stay for a whole weekend. You have to make. If Nick, you come to town, even though you're a Giants fan, you can't wear your Giants jersey.
Can I wear a Giants jersey?
You can't wear your Giants jersey, but I'm going to take you up there, man. We're going to enjoy a good time.
And we want everybody to use the offer code Woodson28 for up to 20% off your stay at Choctaw Casinos and Resorts. Can I be honest with you? I'll get you out of here on this. I mean this sincerely, and like our crew knows this is true. I love the Giants. I kind of root for the Cowboys, too.
Oh, wow.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Why is that?
The NFL and sports, but we'll just do NFL, is better when the Cowboys are good.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's been so long since it's happened. And I'm not saying that to be a jerk. It's just the truth that when it happens again, it's going to be electric.
Yeah.
And I actually, if it's not the Giants, I wouldn't hate if it's the Cowboys.
Oh, wow, it's good to hear, man. And I'm the same way. Like, honestly, I don't mind. Like, the Giants have won with Strahan and Eli and those guys. Like, they got into the Super Bowl. I was rooting for the Giants. They're my NFC East brothers.
Is that true? So,
yes.
So you would root for the Eagles?
I've rooted for the Eagles the last couple of times, man.
I don't like
that.
that.
I don't like it. I don't like them during the regular season, but they're still my NFC East brethren.
I'd love to get you on the show more often.
Come on, man. Let's do it.
The great Darren Woodson here with us on You Better You Bet. Appreciate
it, brother.
Get Darren Woodson into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, please. And the show rolls on right after this.
It's You Better You Bet, live from Media Row in San Francisco on Westwood One Sports. Here's Nick Kostos.
The Seattle Seahawks about to play for a Super Bowl championship. Joining us now on the show, You Better You Bet, Westwood One Sports, presented by BetMGM, with Nick Kostos, one of the greatest Seattle Seahawks of all time, the legendary Shaun Alexander, here on the show. Shaun, welcome back to You Better You Bet. How's it going, my man?
Very good, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How many kids do you have?
So we are pregnant with number 14. So
stop it.
In February, we're about a month away, about 3 weeks now.
Congratulations.
Yep, baby number 14, 11th girl.
God bless you. Man.
That's
so
wild.
Was your first a girl or a boy?
First 3 were girls.
So I have my daughter, I have one child, girl, turns 2 in May. Before I found out what gender she was, I wanted a boy.
Yeah.
And then now that I have a girl, I feel like I almost can't imagine not having a girl.
Yeah.
Was it the same for you? Did you want a boy before the first one?
I don't even think I thought like that because we didn't know. You know, we had our oldest daughter, Heaven. We had her right during a game day. So it was like, you know.
You didn't know in advance. You found out.
Yeah, we found out there. So we go to the hospital. It's game day. I drive over there to the hospital. Me and my wife over there. We have the baby. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's a girl. We're all excited. We're just happy. My mom's there. Her mom's there. The doctor's like, man, are you going to go to the game? And I was like, no, I think we're going to just be there. And then all of a sudden, I could feel like he was angsty, and my wife was like, wow, So we jumped in the car and we drove to the game.
That's awesome. How'd you play?
Great.
I mean, duh.
Yeah. So the first 2 carries were like 17-yard runs, and then we ended up coming back. It was against the Rams, and we beat the Rams, and it was just sweet. It was actually the first time that we owned the Rams because, they had the Marshall Faulk, Mark Bolger, they were like the greatest show on turf. And then we beat them there. We're like, oh, yeah, we're about to be that squad, so it was good.
So I think you'll be able to give me some good advice and probably a lot of people in the audience as well. So I have one child now, and we're going to try to have – my wife is not pregnant. We're going to try to have another child, right?
Yeah.
And I think sometimes – not that it's not the hardest. It's not easy.
Yeah.
But like, wow, we have 1 and this is what it is. What's it going to be like with 2? You're about to have your 14th. What advice would you give young parents out there that are like, oh my God, like multiple children?
I would say the biggest issue with anything is where you scare yourself into all the what ifs. And if you did what ifs for everything, you would never drive your car. You would never turn on the TV. What if something bad's on the TV?
Yeah.
You would never use a knife. What if I cut myself?
Yeah.
And so having a kid is still the same thing. You can't play the what ifs, and because if you go there, you'll cycle yourself in there. You actually got to slide to the other side. Man, what an honor and what a privilege I'm get to have by doing this. Man, it's gonna be an honor to have another kid. What a privilege it is that I get to raise this next warrior. This is going to be so much fun. Hard work, yes, but worth it, yes.
I know that this is a silly question.
Yeah.
I know that. And I know that if and when, hope God willing, when I have a second child, that I'm not going to feel the way that I'm about to say to you.
Yeah.
It feels like, and I'm curious if you felt this way when you just had one child.
Yeah.
I say to my wife sometimes, I do want to have another child, but I almost don't. Because I love my daughter so much, and I can't imagine ever loving another child the way I love my daughter.
Yeah.
Did you feel that way? And I'm guessing that goes away, and you love all your kids exactly the same.
Well, I think it's different. So I'm a candy person.
Okay.
I love Snickers. I like Rolos. I love Sour Patch Kids. I love peanut M&Ms. I've never once thought, I don't need to eat peanut M&Ms because I got Snickers. Those 4 candies I just told you are so different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So different. I go into Twizzlers. Twizzlers and Sour Patch Kids are kind of close, but even they're a lot different.
I haven't heard someone say in a minute that they like Rolos, which is the chocolate caramel, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So once again, I've just named 5 different candies. Some of them are kind of close. Peanut M&M, Snickers, they both have chocolate and nuts, but Sour Patch Kids, they're both licorice.
Yeah.
But they're all so different. I love all of them. That's how it is with kids. Like, if you got to have another candy, you're not going to be like, well, man, I just ate this, so I'm not even going to want the other one. You still want it. You still remember the good times. You remember moments. And there's some moments where, honestly, M&Ms are going to be great with this moment, and there's some moments where Twizzlers are going to be great with that. That's also the same way it is with kids.
I absolutely love that, man. Something I don't love. Can you explain to me or not, how are you not even a finalist for the Pro Football Hall of Fame?
Man, it's
Hall of Fame's taken a lot of hits recently, and I think this is a big one.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I always want to give honor and respect to people that have to vote and have to do it. I just don't know if I understand the formula. You know what I mean? Because to me, I think Hall of Famers are guys that are set apart, guys that have changed their program or took them to championship status, guys that broke records, guys that did things that have not been done before. And I'm still the only guy to have 5 touchdowns and a half, so that could be a game. I'm still one of the only guys that have 28 touchdowns. You know, I had 1880 that one year.
Think about that.
That's a season, and I sat out of 7 fourth quarters. You know what I mean? Sat out of 2 games at halftime, so I said I missed 9 quarters. So you could say that was a great season. I'm the first guy to have 15 touchdowns or more and over 1,000 yards in 5 straight seasons. So you could be like, well, that's longevity. You know. Even if you go that, like, there's sometimes when the situation feels like, oh, he just got lucky, he had a great offensive line, and you're like, I can understand that. But I had 110 touchdowns in high school as an All-American, as the number 1 player in high school.
I don't think anyone feels that way.
It's
by
crazy.
The way, about what you're saying. Because look, like, it's like with I'll compare you to Terrell Owens for a moment, just from this respect. T.O., I felt like, was a first ballot Hall of Famer. He didn't get into the 3rd ballot. And there are guys that you watch, I had Emmitt Smith on earlier, right? Where you watch them and you just think, this is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, I'll use an example, like you're either pregnant or you're not, right?
Yeah.
You're either a Hall of Famer or you're not. Like you watch Shaun Alexander, like Shaun Alexander's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
And that's where I feel like this is kind of twisted a little bit. Now, you use the word interesting, right, to describe it. I am guessing you have stronger feelings about it. If you'd like to express them, I would imagine. I mean, how could it not be something that's a gravely disappointing? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but
I like it out of just respect. You know what I mean? Because I feel like everybody tries to do their best job. And I think that sometimes you create things like, well, hey, we want to make it harder to get in. Deion Sanders said we want it to be the Hall of Fame and not the Hall of just good. And I'm like, I agree with that.
Yeah.
So what's it mean to really be that dude is that everybody knows it. You know what I mean? And so, you know, so I want to just be respectful and be like, they've got a task, but it should be easy.
I think I told you this last year when you came on the show. I'm a Giants fan.
Yeah.
I wanted the Giants to draft you.
Yeah, that'd been fun.
Kamish gets up to the podium and goes, the New York Giants select Heisman. And I'm just like, oh, no. No disrespect to Ron Dane, but I wanted Shaun Alexander.
Yeah.
I think you said last year you thought the Giants were going to draft you, right?
I did. I thought that was a done deal. I thought if the Ravens didn't pick me,
they picked Jamal Lewis,
and they
right?
picked Jamal Lewis.
Who was an awesome player in his own right.
Very good. Very similar. They wanted a guy that could run it. I knew the Giants. I was like, Giants low-key, they get a tailback with that defense. Kerry Collins quarterback, I'll take them right to the cup. And when they picked Ron Dane, I was like, ooh, okay, that's saying a lot. I'm going to let y'all do what y'all do.
Man, and then you would, if that had happened, the Giants went to the Super Bowl, you would have played Jamal in the Super Bowl,
and we'd
right?
have won.
I have to be honest. I love the Giants, and I think you're a Hall of Famer. I don't think anything would have stopped that Ravens team from winning that Super Bowl with that defense.
I don't know. I did well against the Ravens.
Would have loved to have found out. I'll tell you what.
Know?
Couple more minutes with Shaun Alexander here on You Better You Bet. We'll talk about Stand Together. You're an ambassador for them. We'll get to that in a second, but let's talk about your old team, the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, beautiful.
Playing for a Super Bowl championship on Sunday. What do the Seahawks need to do to win a Super Bowl championship, the second Lombardi trophy for the team?
Yeah, it's great. You know, they're in a great position to do this. Their defensive front's amazing. So their D-line is good at, you know, you got 8 different individuals that no one would be like, this guy is the best, but every last one of them are superstars. And so they play great. They got to, as a unit, attack Drake and keep him in the box, and their D tackles are amazing. So that fits into what they do. They just got to go beat themselves, protect the ball. Sam's got to protect the ball. They got to give the ball. You know, Kenneth Walker's in an interesting situation because with Charbonnet hurt, he should carry the ball about 25 times. And I think that if he carries the ball 25 times, it makes the Seahawks actually a little bit better because he has such breakaway and he breaks so many more tackles than you see, where Charbonnet's bulldozing. I think Kenneth's going to have a great game this week.
So you think Kenneth Walker's up to the task of carrying the load like big time here on Super Bowl Sunday?
I do.
I don't mean this. I mean this sincerely. It's not a disrespect to Zach Charbonnet.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people, and I'll be honest, I like fantasy football, right?
Yeah.
So I kind of look at things through that lens. Charbonnet's a good player. I kind of think Ken Walker should get a lot of the carries, like more than he does. So you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%. I love Kenneth's game. I think Charbonnet's good.
And it's not disrespectful.
But I think Kenneth has the potential to be great and be like a Pro Bowl, All-Pro type running back. He just doesn't have enough touches, and that's because that's the scheme of the team.
Tell us about what you've got going on for our friends that Stand Together in the NFL.
Yeah, man, Stand Together is amazing. I just my great relationship with them. We get to help build the philanthropic locker room, man, and giving guys the opportunity to go be themselves, touch into the things that they really desire, and go impact communities all over the country. You know, it's one thing to have to go scoop the mashed potatoes because you're feeding a food bank. It's another thing when you're saying, hey, I'm going to be a star, and I'm going to go promote, and I'm going to go tell everybody about what it is. And if I scoop mashed potatoes, good. But if I'm the one that's helping bring all the attention, I might bring 1,000 more eyes, 1,000 more hands to go watch this one community grow. And so we're just trying to encourage and challenge guys to not just start your own foundation, not just you yourself do it, but use the best self. You know, if we're business, it would make sense. But in the philanthropic world, like, let's think like business people. What is the best thing you could do to go help communities? And the players, it's really bringing attention to it and really moving forward.
I love everything you got going on off the field.
It's great.
Man. Congratulations on the impending 14th child. Shaun Alexander joining us on the show. You're the man.
We try to be, man.
And should be Hall of Famer Shaun Alexander. More You Better You Bet coming up next.
You know I'm going to take Illinois, my friend. And I know I'm having some connectivity issues right now, so hopefully you're going to be hearing me clearly on this. But Tyler Underwood, Brad Underwood's kid, who is on the staff, was interviewed today. And Illinois has, implemented some very creative schematics. And Tyler Underwood is responsible for Keaton Wagler, a guy that dropped 46, a true freshman sensation last time out against Purdue. He's been a revelation this year. But according to Tyler Underwood, he goes, hey, I talked to some of the assistants of the Oklahoma City Thunder. I talked to some of the assistants of the Boston Celtics, and he has taken some things from their playbook, picking their minds,
and installed them in Illinois. Illinois spreads you out. They're the longest team in the country. That's pure fact, folks. They're number one in average height in the nation, and a team that generates a lot of second chance opportunities. The East Block Illini, they have a lot of Euros on this team. They're spectacular. They're well-oiled. They need to really tighten up defensively, but they are better than Michigan State. They may lose in East Lansing. A lot of people do, but Michigan State offensively still has some question marks. An outstanding defensive team, one of the best in the country, one of the best rebounding teams in the nation as well. But built for March, that's Illinois because of spacing, because of guard play, because of their sheer length. ILL again. No bias bleeding through it all.
The biggest names in the business are on You Better You Bet with Nick Kostos.
Hey, this is Joe Buck, and you have done it. You have found it. You are listening to You Better You Bet. Great decision.
Hi, this is Kevin Harlan of CBS, Westwood One, and TNT, and I'm listening as you do every day to You Better You Bet with the most handsome single man in the radio business. A man who, if I was not married for 38 years, I might consider myself the kind of guy that can electrify a listening audience and a crowd of bystanders watching him do what he does so well each and every day. Continue to listen right here on You Better You Bet.
This is You Better You Bet on Westwood One Sports. Brought to you by BetMGM.
Better You Bet rolls on.
Shut your mouth. Just in case you're deaf, dumb, blind, stupid, or since you're watching this, man, let's just assume poor. My name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman. I am the holder of the most important championship in all of professional wrestling, the AEW World Title, and I'm better than you, and you know it. How you doing, pal?
I'm doing great. Nick Kostos here, and I will say this. I have a pretty high opinion of myself. MJF is better than me, and I have to be honest with you. I do know it.
These are facts.
Thank you for joining me. Happy Super Bowl week, my man.
Yes, absolutely. Very excited. Going to eat some guac. Going to eat some, wings. We're going to have a good time.
I am a huge AEW fan, and I actually said to a bunch of people today, I want MJF to really insult me.
Sure.
Because I just, it's like a career
it was
thing,
going
man.
to happen, regardless.
So how about this? What would you're looking?
Well, it looks like you're wearing a toupee on top of your head.
No, come on, that's not true.
That.
I got to wear a headset, man.
It's like rat hair. I don't know what's going on.
No, that I can't tolerate. Anything else?
That hair is higher than a giraffe's. I don't know. I don't understand what's happening here. By the way, should I not curse on your show?
We'll bleep that out.
Fantastic.
We're pretty. It's
all
totally
right. That's the first and the last one, baby.
All right. Oh man, that is awesome. So MJF is the AEW champion. We'll talk about AEW.
Very
Dynamite,
handsome.
AEW. He is handsome.
Yes, very handsome.
You kind of brought back the Burberry scarf too.
For sure did. Yeah. I'm not going to say it was a dead brand, but it was definitely a wealthy, affluent brand that people were sleeping on. I've always loved it. And when I had the opportunity to show the world, A, how rich I am, it's very important to me. And B, what style is. I'm sick and tired watching kids these days. They're rocking, really these baggy suits. I like to be fit. I like to look nice and tight. My Burberry scarf, a 3-piece suit, my bling, my Dynamite diamond ring, Right here, I have a beautiful watch that costs probably more than your house.
It's a beautiful Breitling watch, man.
I dress well.
You do, and you're bringing back the Burberry scarf. So we'll talk about Dynamite. We'll talk about Collision. You are, for people that don't know, and I'm guessing the vast majority of the audience does, I think, and I'm a pro wrestling lifelong fan, one of the best promo guys in the history of the business.
Yeah, for sure.
There's, and honestly, like, there really is no question about it. I'd love to know kind of like what your process is when you're going on to Dynamite, you're doing, and I'll say this also, I think what's interesting about you and your style, for someone who's watched wrestling for a long time, you'll have some guy like Triple H back in the day would come out and he would say something and pause for 10 seconds and grunt and then get back into it. You go straight, boom, 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 staccato style. No one does that. You do it for 15 minutes straight with no notes, with people jeering at you. We saw it on Dynamite on Wednesday night, and you never lose it. You always keep going. You never lose focus. How do you do that? What's the process behind it?
I was born to do this, and I'm also such a student of the game. And you find your voice. And I found my voice at like, when I go through that curtain, I'm just being me. There are other guys, when they find out that they're going to have to face me in any capacity, it's not fun for them, right? There's no way to prepare for me. It's no different than trying to prepare for Mike Tyson in a boxing match. All you can really do is just hope and pray to God you don't get absolutely, manhandled.
But that is what happens sometimes.
Pretty much every time.
And look, like you can't hold back. Like, you have to do what you're doing.
No, and I resent people that feel I should. A lot of the time, there's this weird thing in professional wrestling where fans feel like, oh, you need to protect certain wrestling. No, I firmly believe that if you're supposed to be at the pinnacle of this sport, if you want to be a part of All Elite Wrestling, if you want to be a part of the best professional wrestling company in the world, if you can't talk and if you can't hang with me, why is that my problem? My job is not to get you over. My job is to get me over. My job is to get 3 letters over. Right here, MJF. The other job is to get another 3 letters over, AEW. My job ain't to get over Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland, Moxley. I couldn't give less of a crap. It's about me. I'm the show. I'm the face of the company. If you want to step up to the plate and go blow for blow with Daddy verbally, you better come prepared, because if you don't, I'm going to swallow you.
One out of those 3 guys, the guy that I think would probably hang the best with you would be Swerve. You agree with that?
You know what? Swerve is very interesting. I absolutely verbally decimated him in Manchester. I'm sure you saw it.
I think Swerve is awesome, but I understand what you're saying as well.
I literally verbally bent him over. Now, am I saying that on any given night that's what's going to happen? Not necessarily. Swerve is a very intelligent linguist. Swerve can talk, but he's no MJF. And frankly, that's no slight on Swerve, because who is?
Who is your all-time favorite promo artist?
Roddy
in
Piper.
wrestling?
Roddy Piper. And you know what? A lot of people feel like I'm kind of an amalgamation of a Piper and a Flair. To me, though, a lot of inspiration comes from Piper. But what I don't do is what most hacks do in my industry, is when somebody's inspired by somebody, they'll just copy them. I don't believe in that. So I'm under the school and the umbrella of Roddy Piper, but I'm not going to come out in a kilt. My finishing maneuver is not going to be a sleeper. I'm not going to start talking like this, brother.
You could.
And I could.
You got the fire extinguisher, like WrestleMania 5?
Yes. But there are things that you can pull and make your own. And so from that standpoint, my answer is definitely Piper.
I think one of the things that I would love to compliment you on, when you come out, right, and I've watched enough promos of yours in AEW, right, Dynamites, Collisions, etc. You have an ability, right, and this is kind of Piper-esque, right, where you can come out as, like, just to use a wrestling parlance, right, the heel, the bad guy.
Yes. And
with 1 or 2 sentences, you have the crowd eating out of the palm of your hand and you're the babyface. And you'll take it throughout the entire promo and the crowd is cheering you to set it up. And I'm maybe this is what you think, that you can deliver the blow. Like, no.
Just cuts their entirely off.
And it's amazing.
Cathartic.
Is that the biggest thrill that you get in the ring?
It's the biggest thrill in the world. When I was telling I'll give a very specific, for instance, when I came back, I don't know if you saw the Better Than Moses promo, but, I went out there in front of Buffalo and I said, I'm not saying I'm going to save this company. Yes, I am, actually. I'm thinking of a man whose name starts with an M who brought his people to the promised land. I'm not saying I'm Moses. I'm better than Moses. And the crowd's so happy and excited. We're in Buffalo. And then I went psych, and I pulled my Buffalo Bills jersey off, and I spat on it, and I wiped my tush with it, and I threw it, and they went from loving me to hating me. And I just I call it emotional puppeteering.
Yeah, yeah.
And I feel I'm a master of it, and I have a lot of fun doing it.
You did it on Long Island, right?
I did.
And
absolutely.
And I'm not from Long Island, but I went to high school. My mom and me too. Man.
Yeah. Most magical place in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I'm a Queens guy.
Queens,
New York.
You look like a queen, my friend.
Like I'm from Queens, New York, or no?
No.
Just a queen, period.
Just a queen, period.
Oh, man. MJF is absolutely the best. AEW World Heavyweight Champion here with us on You Better You Bet on Westwood One Sports. So I hate to say it, but on Dynamite on Wednesday night, took an L against Brody King, and you've got a championship match against Brody King coming up, right?
Yes. Next Saturday, Australia, Grand Slam. And look, flukes happen. They happen all the time in sports. The man, not only did he get lucky, but if we're being honest, Brody King cheated. And allow me to explain why. There's a crooked cowboy named Hangman Adam Page. The bell rings. I'm about to annihilate Brody King. I mean, if you know me, you know that guy didn't stand a chance. He's a chihuahua in comparison to me. I'm a pit bull. And then Hangman Adam Page comes out. I get distracted. And Brody King, like the gutless coward that he is, he takes advantage of the situation. Absolutely unreal. Well, here's what I can assure you. Hangman Adam Page is going to have his hands full at Grand Slam Australia because he has to face Andrade El Idolo, who I also hate, to be honest. And whoever wins that match.
Who beat Kenny Omega.
Beat Swerve Strickland.
I know what I'm talking about.
I know you know what you're talking about. You don't know how to do your hair, but you know what you're talking about.
I got to wear a headset, man.
Yeah,
that's the reason.
Brutal. And, so he has his hands full that night. He's not going to be able to interrupt my main event matchup. And with Brody King not being able to have my eye taken off the ball, there's just no reality where he leaves Grand Slam Australia with my coveted AEW World Championship.
So I'm a huge AEW fan. I love pro wrestling. And for everyone out there, if you're a pro wrestling fan, I'm sure that they know about it. I'm sure they check it out. But Dynamite and Collision have to be must-watch for any fan of pro wrestling.
It's must-watch television. We're on AEW Dynamite 8 p.m. EST. We're on HBO Max streaming, and we are on TBS. When we're talking about Saturday Night Collision, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, TNT, and we're on streaming HBO Max. And the thing is, folks, if you're going, I don't watch professional wrestling or I only watch WWE, that's fine. You're an idiot, but that's fine.
I agree with that.
Give us a shot. What are you waiting for? You're listening to me. I'm witty. I'm pretty. I'm smart. I'm handsome. I'm humble. There's no reason not to watch my product, not to watch me defend my beautiful Big Burberry belt, and not to love and fall in love with AEW All Elite Professional Wrestling.
And that was what I'll say this. You can if you don't have to if you don't want to. I'm always going to watch WWE. I grew up watching it.
Why not?
Sure you did also.
You can watch both.
That's what I'm saying.
People don't seem to understand
That's what I'm saying. I do watch both. And what I would say is.
I do.
Look, like WWE kind of in a creative rut right now. Like Punk, I think Reigns will be an awesome WrestleMania.
Yeah, you said it, not me.
But listen, I think AEW is awesome. The wrestling is fantastic. The storylines are great. I want to tell you about a storyline that you were a part of recently that I loved.
Storyline.
Or what you did on the show.
I got it.
Your work with the Hurt Syndicate.
Yes.
Was laugh out loud funny.
Sure.
And built to an unbelievable payoff. And it was one of those where, look, I turn 43 later this year, right? And I always say to people that pro wrestling is Shakespeare.
Yes.
When it reaches a certain point, right? When you suspend your disbelief, and it is the greatest art form out there. So I'm watching every single week, and is this the week that it's going to happen?
Yeah.
And you would get to the thumbs up, the thumbs down part, right? And when it didn't happen, I have chills right now in the moment thinking about it, because is this when it's going to happen? And you lose focus of everything, and you become like a kid in that moment, and you mark out.
Yes.
Did you feel like that was some of the best work you've done? It was really, really good.
Look, between that, the stuff I did with Will Ospreay, the stuff that I've done with Hangman in the past, and the stuff that I'm doing literally right now with Brody, I feel like this is the best run of my career right now. I feel like this is the hottest I've felt, in a little while. And it's not because I'm not great. Of course I'm great. It's because I just feel like I have more runway. And right now people are talking about me in the same reverence as, some of the all-time greats.
They should. I'm being serious.
I appreciate that. And I think the reason why that's happening is because of consistency. Consistency is key. I have been on national television since I was 19 years old, professional wrestling. First, I worked for Major League Wrestling on BN Sports, and now I'm on Warner Brothers Discovery Television, and I have been since I was 23 years old. and I can say beyond a shadow of a doubt, this is the best I've ever been. We've not even reached my prime. I'm not even 30 yet. I'm terrified for everybody. I've got a good 30 more years left in this industry, and we're just getting started.
My last one for you. I'm guessing you feel this way, but maybe not. So I've said that, and it's not even a question. You're right when you say this. MJF is one of the best promo guys already in the history of the business, period. And that's just a fact, and I'm not just saying that because you're here. I would say it if you weren't here. I actually think, because it's almost like a blessing and a curse that you're so good at that, because I actually think you're underrated when it comes to in-ring.
Yeah.
And you've put on, I don't want to do like the star thing, but you put on, because you mentioned Will Ospreay, you've put on unbelievable professional wrestling matches. Daniel Bryan, Will Ospreay, Bryan Danielson.
Yes.
So many others. Do you feel like, does that bother you at all? Do you feel like you're underrated when it comes to in-ring?
Not anymore. I think here's the problem. We've seen so many guys in the sport of professional wrestling. Normally, when you're a really great talker, you can't hang in the ring. So it's just people having preconceived notions. It's gotten to the point now where I don't believe that that's an issue anymore. I think people have no choice but to admit that I'm easily bell to bell. I think there's an argument to be made. I'm the best in the ring, too. I don't give a I'll say it. Bleep that. But I'm just like, I'm very proud of my professional wrestling discography, you know. I just had a match with Bandito, which it already, in my opinion, I think it was the best match of the year so far. I won, obviously. And to me, it's only up and up. I think this match against Brody King at Grand Slam Australia is going to be an all-timer. And I think it's going to be an all-timer because I think I might beat this guy in 1 minute. I really do. I really do. I think I'm going to beat him in 1 minute with my eye on that ball. We're going to see what happens, though.
If you're a wrestling fan, if you're not a wrestling fan, AEW Dynamite, AEW Collision, tell the people one more time.
All Elite Wrestling, watch it. We are on TBS and TNT. Check your local listings. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and I'm better than you, and you know it.
I was hoping, because if you didn't say that, I was going to say, he's Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and
Yes.
I think you were going to do
No,
it.
no, you don't get to do. You don't intro my catchphrase.
Fair enough. MJF with us here on You Better You Bet. Appreciate the time, my man.
Don't touch me.
MJF joining us here on the show. More show after this.
The biggest issue with Drake May, and we've seen it time and time again, especially here in this postseason, is ball security. How is he going to be able to deal with the pressure when the pocket collapses? I think he tries to do too much. And as a result, it gets himself in trouble. The ball will dislodge as a result of him, trying to emphasize, trying to force the issue. What he has got to do in this game against a very assertive and aggressive front. Not to say New England doesn't, because New England's pressure rate is at like 40+% according to Pro Football Focus coming into this game. That's top 10 in the NFL, but Seattle is also top 10 in the NFL in the season in that category. But when the duress happens, he feels the heat. A, he's got to be able to feel it. B, he's got to react to it appropriately. And C, when he gets swallowed up, son, tuck the ball. Live to play another down. Don't try to force things, because if you try to force things on the world's biggest stage, mistakes are going to happen. Could be a scoop and score. Could be a pick six. That could be a major deciding factor in this game. So that's the area, if I'm a New England diehard and a fan, that I would be most concerned about is ball security of Drake May, because he has failed, I feel, in that category this entire postseason.
It's You Better You Bet, live from Media Row in San Francisco on Westwood One Sports. Here's Nick Kostos.
You Better You Bet rolls on. San Francisco, California, site of Super Bowl 60, Westwood One Sports, me, Nick Kostos, and future first ballot Hall of Fame linebacker of the San Francisco 49ers, Fred Warner. Fred, great to have you on the show. How's it going? Happy Super Bowl week.
Happy Super Bowl week. Obviously not too happy for me, because, of course, I'd love to be playing it instead of doing interviews. But if I have to do one, I'm glad I'm doing it with you, brother. I'm doing great, though. Thank you.
So my opinion, if you and Nick Bosa, don't get hurt, I think you guys are playing in this game.
I agree.
Is that, I mean, it's got to be, I'm not trying to, make you feel bad. That's got to be
it's all right.
Not the best
This isn't
feeling.
the first time, we're talking about it. But, yeah, it's just that's how the game goes, though. You get sometimes those freak injuries happen, right? I get rolled up on by my teammate, and there's nothing I can do to prevent that. All you can do is try to, get healthy and be better than you were before for next year.
What is your feeling about this year's team? How far you guys were able to take it without so many good players like you and Nick and others?
Yeah, I mean, I think the year was a success only because of the amount of young players that had to come in and play meaningful minutes. That's only going to help us going forward, right? You talk about an Upton Stout, a C.J. West, Mike Hill, I know he got injured, but Alfred Collins, all these guys, especially on the defensive side of the ball, who played meaningful minutes on our side, are only going to take that next step going into next season.
Raheem Morris hired as your defensive coordinator. While I was flying to San Francisco on Sunday, got the notification on my phone. Was talking about it on Monday, the first day that we were here on Radio Row.
Yeah.
Just knowing his relationship with Kyle, just from afar, reading about it, knowing what he was able to do with the LA Rams, instrumental in them winning the Super Bowl in 2021. I think this is an A+ Grand Slam hire, but I don't play on the team. You do. What does Fred Warner say about the Raheem Morris
I would
hire?
agree. A+ Grand Slam. You mentioned the relationship that him and Kyle have. I think that's crucially important for obviously their relationship behind the scenes when figuring things out week to week and what we expect of our defense going forward. But everything I've heard about Raheem is just how beloved he is everywhere that he's went, from coaches, players, how high energy he is. And so I'm really eager to get with him. I know he'll be around after the Super Bowl. We'll meet up.
I'm always fascinated by the mindset of a competitor at the highest level like you, right? And I've said a couple times this week, and I mean it. I think it'll be a grand injustice. And you could say the same thing for you, right, that I'm about to say about your coach. If Kyle Shanahan doesn't win a Super Bowl, and we can go back to Atlanta with the Super Bowl against the Patriots, 19, you guys are up, and I know that you're there, right? Super Bowl against the first one against the Chiefs, the second one against the NFC Championship game with the dropped interception.
Right.
It feels like you guys are so close to breaking through. How do you not lose faith in moment? And I'm not trying to be a jerk when
I get it. I get it.
Like
Listen,
the heart of a competitor is unbelievable.
You gotta
in this
keep
regard.
pounding on the door, and eventually you just kick that thing right in, man. And you're right there at the tip top of the mountain. And listen, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Especially when you have a coach like Coach Shanahan, who is, in my opinion, the best coach in the game, because just how detailed he is and how much he just demands excellence of our group, and I think we just do things the exact right way. If you do that and you stay healthy and you keep knocking on the door, eventually you'll get in.
No question that you guys are going to win a Super Bowl championship?
No question.
Next year?
Stamp it.
I think it's going to happen.
Okay, then we're on the same page.
Now listen, you make news for me if you say this. You want to guarantee you guys are going to win the Super Bowl next year or what?
I guarantee it every year, and unfortunately I guaranteed it last year. We're not in it, but it's all right, man. I'm just going to keep, like we just talked about, I'm going to keep knocking on the door.
Tell me about your quarterback, Brock Purdy. I feel like he gets a lot of criticism, fair or unfair?
Listen, that's just what it comes with. One, playing the position, and then when you're drafted last in the draft of the year that he came out as quote-unquote mystery relevant, that'll be attached to him forever.
Turned out to be very relevant.
He's very relevant. Yes. Okay, he has very relevant money now too, as well, that he's completely earned by his play on the field. So, I mean, I know that he doesn't care about anything that anybody has to say. So why should we care as his teammates? All I care about is how he performs on the field, and he is the best of the best.
You get a chance to talk to George at all, George Kittle, since his Achilles tear in the.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I saw George, in the training room and locker room that week after his Achilles injury, or after his surgery rather. And of course, he's always in great spirits. He's made up of the exact right stuff. He'll come back better than ever when he does come back.
You better, you bet. Friday, Westwood One Sports. Future first ballot Hall of Fame linebacker of the San Francisco 49ers, Fred Warner, here with me on the show. If you guys had beaten the Seahawks, would you have played on Championship Sunday?
Absolutely. Yeah, that was the plan all along.
That's unbelievable, man. Like, how the hell was that going to happen? It seemed that, because when you first got hurt, it was he's not going to be back till next year.
Right.
Now you're going to play in the championship game.
It was crazy, right? I think that wasn't the goal. When I initially got injured was, hey, Fred, let's see how quickly we can get you back from your foot facing the opposite direction. But then as we progressed and we saw how quickly I was healing from things, they're like, all right, hey, let's make this a little bit more aggressive to see if we can get you back for the playoffs.
Let's talk about Sunday. You'll be on NBC's coverage of Super Bowl 60. Now,
right.
I'm not surprised that you are doing that.
Why is that?
Because you're really charismatic and you're really good. Like, why? No, I'm being serious. Like, why wouldn't they want you to do that?
Thanks.
I am surprised that your head coach, Kyle Shanahan, is doing it.
Okay.
Not that he won't be good,
yeah.
But if you ask me to compile a list, give me one or two coaches that you think would be the least likely to want to go on TV to talk about the Super Bowl. He might be, now that Belichick's gone, might be number one overall on the list.
I'm so happy he is, though.
Yeah, so tell us, how do you think it's going to go? Your excitement for it, Kyle, et cetera.
I'm super excited, and I'm obviously excited that my coach is doing it as well, because everybody in America is going to be able to see the game from a whole different perspective, from the mind of Kyle Shanahan, which I get to see on a day-to-day basis. But, I mean, he has so much knowledge to give it. It'd be a shame if he didn't do it, because, like I just said, he has so much to give to the game and to the fans who are watching.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl and why? Seahawks or Patriots?
Patriots by 50. Patriots by 50. That's what I've said all week, and I'm going to stick to it.
If Seattle wins the game, how does it happen?
It happens by the way that they've won all year, right? I mean, they play great defense on offense. As long as Sam protects the football, and their special teams is one of the best units in the league. If they play complementary football, then yeah, of course they'll give themselves a chance to win.
Which team do you think was better this season? The Seahawks beat them. Seahawks or the Rams?
It all comes down to who won in the end, and Seattle won in the end, so you have to give the edge to Seattle.
Does part of you feel I do.
Sure.
Does part of you feel bad for the Arizona Cardinals in your division?
No, not at all. I don't feel bad for any team. That's not the 49ers.
Well, because here's Kyle Shanahan and you guys, McVay and the Rams. The Seahawks are in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And maybe Mike LaFleur will do a nice job with Arizona.
Maybe, we'll see. And I know it's tough. It's a loaded division, a lot of competition. You know, for any coach that Arizona was hiring, I'm sure it was tough to be like, hey, you're coming into the toughest division. You have to try to build this thing up and compete with the best of the best. So I got to tip my cap to Mike LaFleur. He was with us, of course, Coach LaFleur, and I'm sure he's going to do a great job, hopefully not too good a job.
Tell us about what you're doing with our friends at Ascent.
Yeah, so I teamed up with Ascent back in 2024 because I was looking for a supplement company that was going to help me achieve greatness on the field, and they've achieved greatness in everything that they're putting out there with their products. They're third-party tested, so I never have to worry about what I'm putting in my body. I love their whey protein. My favorite flavor is the chocolate, of course. And, it's helping me not only recover from my injury, but just be at my best when the time does come when I'm able to be back on the field.
Ascent Protein, check it out. Ascent Protein. Fred, you're a stud. Congratulations. I'm happy that you're healthy. And I think that we're not going to be talking on Radio Row.
No, absolutely not.
Do you know why?
Because I'm going to be playing in the Super Bowl.
Because you're going to be playing in the Super Bowl. Fred Warner here on You Better You Bet. That interview with Fred Warner that we pre-taped after the show yesterday. I meant what I said to him at the end. I don't think we'll be talking to Fred Warner on Radio Row because my early Super Bowl pick next year, at least out of the NFC, is going to be the San Francisco 49ers. And I touched on this earlier with my buddy Pete Prisco from CBS Sports when we began the show. And I didn't know we were going to start the show with Pete. He just happened to be here. He's my buddy, so we put him on. I had a plan to talk about in the opening segment as one of the topics in the opening segment. I despise Niners-Rams being the Melbourne-Australia game. And I'm fine with, the Niners going or the Rams going. You can make a case, and look, we have the season's not even over yet, right? And the Seahawks are in that division, and they're in the Super Bowl. It is probably a little disrespectful to Seattle to say this, but, I mean, are those going to be the three best teams in the league entering next season? Seattle, San Francisco, and the LA Rams? And no disrespect to the Patriots, but, I mean, I feel like those teams are going to be juggernauts entering next season. And you're going to put that game in Australia in week 0? I don't love it. You want to tell me it's going to be Niners, Packers, even Packers, Eagles in Brazil a couple years ago on that week 1 Friday night. Okay, it's two Super Bowl caliber teams, but it's not a division rivalry. And it's McVay and it's Shanahan, and I think that game should be played in San Francisco or Los Angeles. I feel pretty strongly about that. When you have two awesome teams, divisional teams, and, Kenny brings up in our chat Chiefs-Chargers this year in Brazil. Yes, I would say, that doesn't even rise to the degree of what Niners-Rams is. So I don't really love that. And when I think about the 49ers entering this offseason, it really is just going to come down to health. Kyle Shanahan shows you every year that he's able to win with what he's got. He can beat you with his team. He can beat you with your team. I agree with Fred Warner. If Shanahan's not the best, he's one of the best coaches in the NFL. And I think the Niners are going to be right back on the doorstep next season, and I can't wait to see what they do coming up this offseason. In just a second, I'm going to throw to an interview that I did yesterday with LA Chargers kicker Cameron Dicker. That rhymes. Dicker the kicker. And I think what everyone's going to be really surprised about, because I think we all know Cameron Dicker is one of the best kickers in the NFL. I had never seen him talk before. He kind of looks a little bit like Justin Herbert in the sense that they both got, and he's not from California. He's from Austin, Texas, obviously kicked at Texas. He kind of has the California cool thing going on, which you're going to see in just a second. So we all know he's a great kicker, right? I was actually blown away by what a personality he has. And I'm guessing that you are going to agree with this, our listeners and our viewers. When you watch and listen to this interview with Cameron Dicker, I want you to tell me that this is not someone that's going to be an absolute stud doing media whenever he decides to retire. So coming up right now, my conversation. Well, you know what? I'll do this BetMGM read first. Do I have to is it self-contained or am I throwing to something here? Do I have to, Bill, am I I'm just going to throw it. I'll do that in a second. The biggest game of the year calls for a boost pack that's just as big. BetMGM rolling out the big game boost pack, giving you 3 different ways to boost the odds on your next big game bet. Here's how it works. First, log in and your big game boost pack will be waiting for you. Next, add any big game bet to your bet slip and activate the boost token you want to use. And finally, if that bet hits with the token activated, you're getting extra winnings on top of your payout. So if you want to add a little more excitement to your big game action, make sure you grab the big game boost pack from BetMGM so you can make it legendary. Download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly. And as we head into the weekend, be sure to check out the BetMGM app for exclusive odds flashes, making BetMGM the best place to bet on the big game. And now, my conversation yesterday with very entertaining LA Chargers kicker, Cameron Dicker. I'll say it so he doesn't have to. The best kicker in the National Football League,
Thank
Cameron
you.
Dicker of the Los Angeles Chargers. Appreciate the time, my man. How are you?
I'm doing great.
I want to talk some Chargers football with you, but I want to start with this. Your last name.
Yeah.
Probably great now. Was it great when you were growing up?
It was fun growing up, though, because everybody got to say the first part of my last name. I don't want to have to say it right now, and would just call me that. So, like, even now on the team, I'll say everybody's just like, "What's up, Dick?" And that's all they do the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, and it's awesome. I love it. It's hilarious.
Well, because my first name is Nick, and it rhymes with some things,
Yeah.
so I knew I had to hit you with
Yeah.
that. Let's talk a little Chargers football, right? You had an unbelievable season. Your accuracy has been unbelievable throughout your career. Take us through kind of the season that you just had and the career that you've had thus far, where you're carving out like a pretty special name for yourself.
Yeah, it's been a blast. It started off tough for me just because I was undrafted to the Rams. I was kicking and punting at the time. Then went to the Ravens, as a preseason guy, kicking, punting as well. Then got to the Eagles, made a game winner, won NFC Special Teams Player of the Week. Next game was Chargers, AFC Special Teams Player of the Week. So we're talking 2 games in a row, 2 different conferences.
Are you the first player in the history of the league to do that? You have to be.
I think so. I need I needed some award. I need a plaque. I need something that shows that because it was incredible. Yeah, first 2 games, Player of the Week in 2 different conferences. So that was pretty sick.
I can't believe. I only say this because I love college football, and you were Dicker the kicker in college football at Texas. How the hell did you go undrafted?
Man, I did well at the combine too. Went 15 for 15.
Is that it?
I just don't. I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's a weird one.
So I feel like if you guys had, I'll say this, if you guys had 8 quarters against the Patriots and you had like way more field goal opportunities, you guys might have been able to win the game. It was rough performance for the offense. I say it, you don't have to. What the heck happened in that game for you guys?
I don't know, man. I think it's a bummer, everything that happened. It's a team. I think we were ready. I think we can compete with any team in the NFL. It's a team that we could compete with, but it just didn't go our way that day, and that's life.
What's unfortunate for your quarterback, right? And whether this is right, wrong, or indifferent, this is what people are going to say. I think it's probably fair to say, and you've been on the team the last couple of years, right, that maybe the 2 worst games that Justin Herbert has played in the last 2 years were the 2 wild card games, right? The game against the Texans last year and then this year against New England. And again, whether right, wrong, or indifferent, the narrative is going to be great regular season player, not a playoff performer. You're his teammate. What does Cameron Dicker say to that narrative?
He's a dude that wants to win games more than anybody else in the world. You see it with him playing through all his injuries he does. This dude's going to find a way, going to be ready to go. We haven't done it yet, but we're ready to get him over that hump, get to the next game, and then continue to win from there.
Any doubt in your mind that he's the guy to get you to the next level?
Not at all. This dude's the best quarterback in the NFL. I think he's got the best talent around. What we see in practice every day is unreal.
What's it like playing for Jim Harbaugh?
Hilarious.
Can you give us a story,
incredible.
please?
So he will write poems.
Oh.
He's shared some poems with us, which is awesome.
Did you remember, like, not the whole thing, but like maybe like a punchline to the poem?
We had a Football Factory song this year, which was really good.
A song?
Yeah, so he sang a song to us, so that was super fun. And one of the lines, which was my favorite, was like, breakfast at 8, lunch at 3. That's how it goes in the Football Factory. And he's like in front of the whole team just singing this, and we're like, yeah. So he's awesome.
That's the thing, right?
That's
he's
just what
not
he is.
pretending.
No.
And I mean this in a good way. He's crazy, right?
Yeah, I compare him to like your best friend's super weird dad that loves you so much, but you're just like, dude, what's wrong with you? Like, I love you. You're incredible, but also so strange, and it's awesome.
So I do interviews with a lot of players. I don't say this to all of them. You should be doing media.
I do some things here and there. I have a good time.
I'm just saying, like, whenever your career, I hope you have a long career and it's awesome. You have a ton of charisma. You're funny. You're likable. You need to be doing media.
Thank you. That's my goal. I've been trying to plug in, the World Cup coming to LA.
Are you a big soccer guy?
I'm a huge soccer. It's my favorite sport.
Who's your club team?
Liverpool. Dude, since I was a kid, it's been Liverpool. I had to go with all the bad days. Now everybody's like, oh, you're a fair weather fan, blah, blah. But I went through I struggled.
What's happening this year?
With Liverpool?
Yeah.
They're we had some shady times here and there, but the boys are figuring out. It was a completely new team this year. We put in $300-400 million into the team. Everybody acts like guys are figuring it out, but Florian Wirtz has been doing just as well as Saka.
Nasty.
So he's been balling now.
Yeah.
So it took him some games, but we're there.
So I thought Germany might win the last Euro because of Florian Wirtz. Spain ends up winning it. I can't wait for the World Cup this summer. You have an early thought on who might win the World Cup?
I memean, Spain looks good. England, always, everybody's like, has the team to do it, never comes through.
Yeah.
If they can figure it out, they're going to ball out.
Can they?
I hope, we'll see. I mean, Harry Kane's, I think, the best goal scorer in the world. Germany is always a fun team.
And they have Thomas Tuchel's managing the English team, right?
I know.
It's a
so
little weird.
It's gonna be weird.
The
Do you
German
think that's
manager.
okay? Do you think that's okay?
I mean, I'm not English, so I would say I think it's weird.
But do you think that you could be a different nationality and coach a different team?
Well, we have an.
I know Pochettino.
Pochettino is not American.
That's what I'm saying. Do you need to have an American coaching an American team?
Honestly, probably not.
It wouldn't help us. It wouldn't help us. But it kind of would be cool if you had to do that.
Right.
And then, I mean, if American coach goes and balls out with a team, now he's getting a big job in Europe, and it's like, okay.
Man, who's your favorite kicker of all time?
Oh boy, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't grow up watching football.
Really?
Don't watch it too often. I'm gonna go Janikowski just because he's funny.
Yeah, he's a big.
Yeah, the hefty lefty,
he
just
went
like
first
a dude.
round in the
I know,
NFL
just
draft.
an absolute dog. I hear stories he doesn't even like warm up. You just go out there, kick 2 balls each way, and just go do it.
So when you're, and there's no bad answer to the question. When you guys have a bye week, are you watching games on Sunday?
No.
Do you know like anything that goes on in the league?
Not really. Like I'll see some highlight stuff, and like I'll see what my friends are doing. But
like who's a friend of yours in the league?
Like Bijan, I got Mora Ojmo, a couple dudes, like some
Texas
of the
guys.
some of the specialists as well that I'm good friends with. But all the Texas guys.
All right. So if I asked you, what team does Josh Palmer play on?
He's at the Bills now.
So you know, I gave you someone random.
Listen, he's not random. I played with him.
Okay, that's fair. He's a Charger.
Straight
That's
from the Chargers.
That's
it's a terrible
job
pull
by
from
me.
you. Give me another. Come on, I like this.
Okay, who does?
I know more than I think.
Who does Chris Olave play for?
Saints. I know this. That's a big name.
Well, I mean, like you said, you said you
so,
don't
like,
watch.
I know enough. I've gotten
Who does
more into football
Dontavian
now.
Wicks play for? Green Bay Packer. Who does?
What position? That's
wide receiver. Okay, who does Jalen Hyatt play for?
I know the name.
Tennessee.
Yeah,
Tennessee's the college
Giants.
Team. You're right.
Am I right?
You are right.
Come on.
This is pretty good.
I'm a beast.
I'm
incredible.
You are incredible, man. Tell us what you've got going on. I'm being serious. He's great. We could do this for a lot
longer. You want to know
longer.
why I know these guys?
Tell me
Because I watch on my TCL TV.
Yeah, you do.
The immersive picture quality allows me to see all these guys like no other. You got 98 inches of pure domination. So, I mean, you can dominate your space. That's what I do. I dominate every space I come into, and that's what my TCL TV does.
So TCL TVs, check it out. TCL TVs.
Oh, yeah. It's Super Bowl 60, and they're doing up to 60% off on their TVs.
That's
kind of the
number.
greatest deal around, right?
When you start doing media, and maybe you do it while you're, I don't know, I'm not your agent.
Always in.
Do I get any credit for this?
Listen, I've been doing this. I hosted a game show all last off season. I'm ready to roll.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think you understand like how funny you are.
Thank you.
Do you know or no? Do you guys know how funny he is or no?
I have a fun time with things.
You're awesome.
We always enjoy it.
Dicker the Kicker.
Oh, yeah.
Joining us here on You Better You Bet. Appreciate it, man. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
More show right after this.
we're getting towards awards and accolades just being completely meaningless now. I've grown a little fed up with that song. Yeah, I've grown a little fed up with LeBron James. Last week, the fake crying, the charade that he put on before playing the Cleveland Cavaliers in Cleveland. He hasn't formally announced that this is his retirement season, his farewell tour, yet we're kind of treating it that way, probably because we see the drop-off in his game this season. You look at the numbers, he's averaging 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 6.5 assists. This is a guy that last year was averaging 24.5 points. The year before that, 25.5 points. 2 years ago, 2021, 30 points per game. His average rebounds per game is the lowest in his entire career. The average of his assists is the second lowest in the last 10 years for him. His shooting 50% from the field is the second lowest in the last 7 years. His free throw percentage continues to be horrendous. It's at 73%. His three-point percentage is 33%. And nowadays we're playing a sport where there is routinely 240 points in a contest. So, on top of that, yeah, he had sciatica, which has limited him to just 31 games played this season. He didn't make his season debut until 15 games into the season. How is LeBron James an all-star over Kawhi Leonard? Makes no sense whatsoever to me. It basically just says that at this point, the NBA is giving him the honorary LeBron badge. You're LeBron James. Here you go. You're an all-star. And so now being an all-star in the NBA is just as meaningless as being named a Pro Bowler in the NFL, because we have Shedeur Sanders, a Pro Bowler. We've got LeBron James, an all-star, in a year where he's not an all-star. It's okay if LeBron James is not an all-star. We recognize he's one of the greatest players of all time. He hasn't been an all-star by any definition of the word or of the accolade this season. So why are we just giving it to him?
This is You Better You Bet, live from San Francisco on Westwood One Sports. Here's your host, Nick Kostos.
Rolling on here, final day Radio Row. I fly out of here in a couple hours. It's been great being here in San Francisco. John Ewing from BetMGM is with me. John will join us in just a second here to tell us how people are betting the big game coming up on Sunday. But speaking of the big game and speaking of BetMGM, do you want to do this or do you want me to do it?
You're the pro.
I want you to do it. Will you do the read? John Ewing from BetMGM is going to do the BetMGM read right now.
The biggest game of the year.
I do this 15 times a show. This son of a bitch is like War and Peace. Go for it, buddy.
Okay. The biggest game of the year calls for a boost pack that's just as big. BetMGM is rolling out the big game boost pack.
I'm gonna
okay,
do this.
good.
I'm going to do this.
Am I taking too long?
Are you ready? No, it's just, I'll do it. The biggest game of the year calls for a boost pack that's just as big. BetMGM rolling out the big game boost pack, giving you, John Ewing, and me, and everybody, 3 different ways to boost the odds on your next big game bet, and here's how it works. First, log in and your big game boost pack going to be waiting for you. Next, add any big game bet to your bet slip and activate that boost token you want to use. And finally, if the bet hits with the token activated, you're getting extra winnings on top of your payout. Now, John, correct me if I'm wrong, but if someone were to bet on the Super Bowl and win that bet, should that person want extra winnings?
Should you want extra winnings
Should
when
you
you
want
win?
extra winnings when you win?
Yes, of
Would
course.
you like to win more money? Is my
Boost
question.
it up.
Would you like to boost it and win more money?
Boost and win.
So what we are saying is that if you, the listener, you, the viewer, if you're going to bet on Super Bowl 60, if you're going to bet on the big game, BetMGM seems like a pretty good place to do it. So if you want to add a little more excitement to your big game action, make sure you grab the big game boost pack from BetMGM so you can make it legendary. Download the BetMGM app today. Please gamble responsibly. Exclusive odds flashes coming throughout the weekend, making BetMGM the best place to bet on the big game. John Ewing from BetMGM with me. Now, what's going on, brother? How are you?
You did that like a pro. So much better than I would have.
I am a professional at this. You are a professional at what you do, John, telling us how the people are betting Super Bowl 60, all of that good stuff. What can you tell us here? Give us some highlights, betting action for the big game.
Let's just start with the game itself, right? Seahawks open as 4-point favorites. They've had most of the action come in on them. The line's moved up a little bit to 4.5. The total has come down a tick, but we're seeing kind of split action on that. I expect as we get closer to game time, we'll see more and more bets on the over as more casual fans start placing their wagers. And then big picture, the book is cheering for the Patriots. I said most of the money is on the Seahawks to cover. We had some notable bets on Seattle before the season began. One bettor put $50,000 on the Seahawks at 60-1.
Damn.
I know. They crystal ball, whatever, great bet. So they could have a chance to win $3 million if Seattle lifts the Lombardi
That's at
Trophy.
BetMGM.
That's at BetMGM.
BetMGM going to be rooting for the Patriots. I wouldn't want to pay out $3 million if I were them. I certainly understand. So is the best outcome for the book Patriots cover, Patriots win? Like, what is it?
Patriots winning.
Patriots win straight up, win the game outright. What is your guess, John? We're at Seattle 4.5 and 45.5 right now. What is your best guess as to what Super Bowl 60 will close in the market side in total?
I don't think we're going to see much movement, really, from where the number's at. It's been holding steady. Again, the action keeps increasing as the week goes along. I mean, we could see up to 90% of total money coming in between now and kickoff. But still, this is one of the games where you see sharps on both sides of the number because everyone has an opinion, right, when it comes to the Super Bowl. So I don't think we'll see a ton of movement. I would be surprised if it got up to 6 or down to 3. On the spread.
Yeah,
that would be.
I don't even think we're not even going to go down to 4, I'm guessing. Because my sense is if it went down to 4, you would see a bunch of Seahawks money pushing it back up to 4.5. I'm guessing, but I think it's a pretty educated guess.
Yeah, I mean, the number's been out there for 2 weeks, right? So people have had a chance to pick at it.
Yep, so I think we'll probably stay in the 4.5, 45.5 range as Rebecca takes a picture of us. Great to see you, Rebecca. Let's talk about props. What do you have for us in the prop market?
Okay, most bet prop is Kenneth Walker, and it's over receiving yards.
Okay.
All right, so what happens? A lot of times bettors win a bet 1 week, and then they will place it again the next. So in the NFC Championship game, he caught 4 balls for 49 yards. He went over this total in both playoff games. So Kenneth Walker, over 20.5 receiving yards, is the most bet prop in Super Bowl 60. And then on the same side, people aren't confident he's going to have a big day on the ground.
Okay.
His total opened 78.5. It's been bet all the way down to 71.5 rushing yards. A lot of that based on the Patriots. In the playoffs, they have not allowed a rusher over 60 yards since Milton Williams has returned. When he plays, they're very stout against the run.
Outside of yardage props, anything else strike you as noteworthy in the prop market?
Well, of course, you got to talk some novelty props, right?
Please
the coin
do.
toss is the most popular by far.
And let me say this, like BetMGM, I'm just going to be honest with everybody. And let me finish. It's a terrible bet to bet the coin toss. With that being said, I bet it every year. Just know that you're not getting the best of it. A 50-50 props. It is super fun. I bet tails every year. So, like, I will have money on the coin toss. Just saying this is not like the greatest EV bet of all time, right? So tell us about the coin toss.
It's for fun, right? And that's why bettors love it. It's
Correct.
fun. It's easy to understand, and best of all, it happens before the game
and
even
it's like
starts.
it's done. It's like done immediately. No, like I have bet it every year for a really long time. I'm with you.
It is so popular. There's more action on the coin toss than any individual player prop.
Which is hilarious.
Right. So I mentioned Kenneth Walker.
Are
he's
you betting
getting
it?
Of course.
What do you bet?
Tails never fails.
Unless it does.
Yeah, sometimes it does.
Unfortunately, it does sometimes. What else besides for the coin toss strikes you as interesting?
We'll just run down some props. Jackson Smith and Jigba, he is the most bet player to score a touchdown.
Okay.
He scored in both playoff games this year, so not too surprising there that he's getting a bunch of action. The Gatorade bath, another novelty prop.
What's the color that's getting bet?
Okay, so orange is the favorite at plus 225.
Okay.
Any guesses why?
I don't know. I'm guessing at some point inside information will leak and we'll know what it's going to be. I don't know if that's happened yet. I guess I would have probably found out. I don't know why. Why?
Yeah, there's been no movement yet because normally you're right. This market moves on social media posts, right? Someone's
like
at
the national
practice
anthem
and,
rehearsal.
Yep.
Usually, yeah. We have 30 seconds left.
Okay,
By the way.
orange is the favorite because that was the color they dumped on the Seahawks when the last time they won. When Pete Carroll got splashed
Yeah,
with
so
Gatorade.
it makes so it has nothing to do with anything basically. Right?
Blue's the next favorite because that's what Belichick got dumped on.
Again,
So-
absolutely nothing to do with anything, which is really funny. Anything on MVP here? 20 seconds.
It's the quarterbacks that are the favorites. Not surprising. They've won 5 of the last 6. But JSN is very popular. He was 20-1 before the playoffs started, down to 5-1 right now.
What is John Ewing's best Super Bowl bet?
I like the Seahawks.
Just Seahawks to cover.
Even though I'm cheering, one way or the other, I'll be right? Personally, and then if Patriots, they'll do well for work.
What a good company man you are. John Ewing on social media at John Ewing for BetMGM. Appreciate you, my man.
Thanks, buddy.
BetMGM is the best place to bet the big game. Download the BetMGM app. Visit BetMGM.com. Final hour, power hour coming up on the other side. Former NFL MVP Rich Ganon will join the show. We look forward to that. Barstool Big Cat starts it off right after this.
You know I'm going to take Illinois, my friend. And I know I'm having some connectivity issues right now, so hopefully you're going to be hearing me clearly on this. But Tyler Underwood, Brad Underwood's kid, who is on the staff, was interviewed today. And Illinois has, implemented some very creative schematics. And Tyler Underwood is responsible for Keaton Wagler, a guy that dropped 46, a true freshman sensation last time out against Purdue. He's been a revelation this year. But according to Tyler Underwood, he goes, hey, I talked to some of the assistants of the Oklahoma City Thunder. I talked to some of the assistants of the Boston Celtics, and he has taken some things from their playbook, picking their minds, and installed them in Illinois. Illinois spreads you out. They're the longest team in the country. That's pure fact, folks. They're number 1 in average height in the nation. And a team that generates a lot of second chance opportunities. The East Block Illini, they have a lot of Euros on this team. They're spectacular. They're well-oiled. They need to really tighten up defensively, but they are better than Michigan State. They may lose in East Lansing. A lot of people do, but Michigan State offensively still has some question marks. An outstanding defensive team, one of the best in the country, one of the best rebounding teams in the nation as well. But built for March, that's Illinois because of spacing, because of guard play, because of their sheer length. ILL again. No bias bleeding through it all.
It's You Better You Bet, live from Media Row in San Francisco on Westwood One Sports. Here's Nick Kostos.
All right, Barstool Big Cat with me here. We do this thing to start the power hour. You
Okay.
think we do this here?
Yeah.
Kenny, bring it up.
I listen.
Yeah. I get texts from you sometimes when we're giving out the bets, right?
Well, yeah, you know what the problem is here is I listen on, I'm now at a 1.8 speed on my podcast listening.
Yeah.
So when I'm hearing this music right now, I'm like, what's wrong with the music? It's going so slow. Because it's so fast at the 1.8 speed.
Now, I listen at 2 speed to podcasts. By the way, final hour, power hour, great to be here, presented by BetMGM. Dan Katz, Barstool Big Cat with us. What's going on, buddy?
I'm feeling good. I have one question for you, by
Please.
the way. Did you go to the volume party on Tuesday?
My agent went. I didn't go, and then I asked him, should I have gone, and he said no.
Okay. He's right, but I like aggressively shoved a guy that I thought was you, and that was a problem. Yeah.
Oh, because it was just like a nice shove?
Yes, like he walked by and I was like, "What's up?" And then the
Nice.
guy looked at me in the eyes and
Who was he?
I didn't know who I was.
Yeah, he didn't know who you were?
Yeah, he kept walking. I was like, "That wasn't Kostos."
Well, we were going to do like a podcast speed thing here, but the question I'm dying to ask you, like, I actually don't want to talk with you about the Bears. I'm being serious, when I ask, and I've known you for a long time, and like you are on air who you are off air, because I've known you since like 2015.
Yeah.
How famous are you now?
I would say, well,
I
got to be honest, but I also got to get my brain working to not get you guys in trouble. I actually think I can say this. No, the level of fame that I think I have is every bar that I walk into is a gay bar just for me. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
so every guy turns around and every girl's like, I don't know who that is.
So on Wednesday, it was Wednesday, right, when we went to dinner with Mitch. We're in an Uber, Bill and I, back to the hotel, and we saw you were with some guy with like a Barstool polo. We saw you were like, not going to say, like across the street. And I saw you fist bump like 4 people in a row. And I'm thinking to myself, because PMT is massive, obviously. You guys are on Netflix now. You have a literal million, and I'm saying gas you up, just the truth. And I'm like, this dude is you're probably more famous than some movie stars.
No. I don't think there's a difference in fame, because it's not like actual fame. I think the difference is that we're approachable and relatable, where people have no problem coming up because they listen to us for so many hours every single week. That's like when people come up to you, I'm sure they're like, "Hey,
well,
I know."
Not to this level, but it does happen.
They're like, "I know everything about you because I listen to you all day."
Yeah.
So they have no problem coming up and saying hello, and I love it too. It's awesome.
Now you're a super nice guy, and again, I've known you for a long time, so I can say that. Does it ever get to the point where it's like, I kind of want to be left alone?
No, honestly.
And that doesn't have to be a negative to fans, just like you're a human being, man.
No, the only time that it's a bother is when I'm with my kids, but people are actually super respectable about that, where they like, if they see me when I'm with my kids, they're not asking for selfies or anything. No, I actually think it's one of those things that when it ends up like when the day comes that I don't get stopped, I'll be really bummed out because you know how the internet works. The internet's a nasty, cynical, terrible place.
It's pretty bad, yeah.
And then you go outside and you see a bunch of people who are like, "Hey, thank you so much. Like, love listening to the show," and you're like, "Oh, that's actually the real world."
Yeah.
So it's a nice reminder.
I think something that I find really interesting about you and something I'd like to compliment you on, and like I don't know this for sure, but it always comes across like you're a big family guy. Like
Yes.
your family.
Yes.
So, and like you've reached such a level, right, with what you guys are doing, pardon my take, and you're recognized all the time. You guys are on Netflix and you're live streaming games. Like you do a ton of content.
Yeah.
And I'm curious, right, because you're at the top of your craft. Are you ever able to turn it off?
Yes, at home a little bit, but also turn it off is relative because I do think that, like, you know, the way I joke, like I, you know, tease with my kids and like joke around with my kids, so it's like kind of a turned down version of it. But yeah, I could turn up. I'm going on vacation for like 3 days after this, so that'll be fun.
When you're home, like, do you put your phone? Because I'm being sick. Because I've talked about this with a bunch of people. Because when you're like you're looking to be great, right, in what you're doing, and there's a cost that comes with that, right? A personal cost, and with all the content that you guys do and how much you talk about your family, I'm like, it can't be easy threading that needle that you thread.
Yeah, so the two things that I made that I changed it. So this is actually only like a month old, but I've been able to stand with it, is that when I wake up in the morning, I don't look at my phone until I drop my kids off at school. Because a lot of times what you'll do is just wake up, you'll sit in bed, you'll look at your phone, you scroll your phone, you're like, what did I just do? And then when I get home at night, I try to, you know, put my phone down for an hour, like let's have dinner, let's, you know, play with my kids, because it is hard. You get distracted, and we're all addicted to the stupid little things in our pocket. So, but yeah, it's the kids are the best. It's the best.
It is the best.
Yeah.
Barstool Big Cat here on the show. Dan Katz, Nick Kostos, Westwood One Sports. You Better You Bet, presented by BetMGM.
You just doodle the whole show?
I have to have. Do you?
I doodle as well. You do the boxes. You do the Superman.
You know
essays.
what I feel like if I don't have a pen and paper,
Yeah.
I feel like I can't do my show.
Yeah.
I have to be writing stuff down. If I don't have it, I feel like I'm losing track of myself in the moment.
Sunday nights, for Pardon My Take, when we recap every single game and it's like, you know, midnight, I do the legal pad every single game, write it down. Because I agree, like if I don't, the minute I write it down, that's when
That's when you remember it.
Yeah,
I'm exactly the same way. So
Yeah.
Prisco comes on before to start the show.
The worst, by the way. The worst guy here.
Yes, I
love Prisco.
I love him too.
Yeah.
And I write down stuff for the open of the show. I don't read it, but I write it. So when I write it, like it enters my consciousness.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've got it once I've written it down.
Absolutely.
Which probably means I'm maybe a little bit on the spectrum, but it is what it is.
That's fine.
Vegas, 2014.
Yep.
I think I've told this story on the show before, but I'd love for you to tell this.
Okay.
So we are there for Odd Shark.
Yep.
And it's me and a bunch of other people also. And PFT is there.
Yep.
Like Eric's there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And I remember I was like, who is this guy? I didn't know who he was. And I followed him. Like, the account was so funny back in the day. I feel like no one remembers that, like how that started. And someone said to me, like, that's PFT commenter. And I like went up to him. I was hammered. I was like, dude, your Twitter account is absolutely unbelievable. He did some stuff at Sirius after that. He's obviously a great guy. But I remember, like, the two of you, like, I think we played blackjack that night. And, like, I remember seeing the two of you talk and, like, I didn't connect the dots.
Yeah.
And then like a year and a half later, PMT starts and it's awesome. And I'd love for you to kind of peel the curtain back a little bit. Like, was that the genesis of all of this? Was it that night when this started for you guys?
It was, I think, a little bit before that. It's great that you asked me that because I'm going to just plug myself right now.
Oh, please do.
Our book, we wrote a book. It's coming out in August. You can pre-order on Amazon now. I feel like such a shill just saying those sentences out loud. Like,
can I be honest? Do you really feel like that? Or
yes.
Not? No, it's great.
Saying the sentence, I wrote a book, and you can pre-order it now on Amazon is the douchiest thing you could ever say.
No, it's not.
Oh
you
my
wrote a book. What, are you supposed to not have people buy your book?
We had a ghostwriter. I didn't even write it.
But no one's reading it for the ghostwriter. They're reading it for you. I'm telling you, give yourself permission to feel good about that,
all
man.
the stories we realized, so it's coming up on 10 years. We're like probably 3 weeks away from the very first episode of PMT being 10 years old. So we wrote the book. We're telling all the stories, but no, we met online. PFT and I met online. He was in Chicago for a wedding, I think. And I was like, dude, let's just grab a beer. And it was instant off that. And then there was probably a year and a half or maybe 2 year span where we were friends. and we kept on saying, hey, it would be cool if we could do something together. And then actually 10 years ago in San Francisco for the Super Bowl was when we officially hired him, and we were off and running.
I mean, because no one remembers that, right?
Yeah.
Like what his Twitter account was back in the
It
day.
was the best.
Like,
it still is, yeah.
Not that it's
but
not
it was
now.
like no one knew who he was.
And it was,
yeah.
it was satire of like, and obviously
Yeah.
commenters on Pro Football Talk, but a satire of the way people talk about football on the internet,
Right.
And how freaking funny it was even then, and like,
Right.
so of course, it made sense that you guys were going to do this.
Yeah, no, it's the best. It's the best decision that like it changed my life. And they were talking about in the book, like the fact that we found each other, and I'm like blessed, and I'd say he would probably agree with this, that like we've been doing it for 10 years now, and we know the media business is a weird business. Partnerships break up all the time. We've never the biggest fight that we've ever got in was when he refused to admit that he was his bottle behind him that was open, a Mountain Dew bottle with dip spit in it. He was like, "That's not mine,"
Gross.
and I was like, "Dude, what do you mean that's not yours? It's sitting right next to your
Yeah,
desk." Like that's the biggest fight we've been in.
Yeah.
So we've been doing it for 10 years. We're gonna hopefully do it for another 10, another 20. Like we enjoy it so much, and we're like that close as friends that it's awesome. Blessed.
How cool is the Netflix thing?
It's awesome. It's very cool, especially because my kids watching K-pop Demon Hunters and Paw Patrol. They see me for a brief second, and they're like, "Oh, that's Dad." I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." That's pretty much all the cachet I get around my house. But yeah, it's cool. It's we'll see what the future holds. Like when everyone has Netflix, so getting into the live podcasting game, it's very cool, and hopefully being kind of the tip of the spear for it.
I'll tell you one of these moments I had where I was just like, and again, like I've not that we're like best friends, but I've known you for a while, and just like the level that you guys have gotten to, right? Where, and not that this is the be all end all. What I'm going to say, you like reality TV?
I love reality TV. I don't get to watch it as much. I'm actually big into the Beast games right now. I've been watching Mr. Beast.
Oh, Mr. Beast. Okay.
Oh man.
The show, the only one that I watch, football season's really tough. The only it's a humble brag.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I need to catch up.
I think Traitors.
Oh, I got to watch it.
Okay. The reason why I bring
Is that
this
reality
up,
television?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what.
Because when I think of it, I'm thinking Real Housewives.
If it's not, they're doing a great job.
Okay, all right,
how
I gotta
about this?
watch it.
This is like, is pro wrestling real or fake? My best Tommy Lee Jones fugitive impersonation?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Okay, yeah.
It's exceptional.
Okay.
So I'm watching this, right? They do, I think we have whatever. I should really pay for it. I don't. So we have the commercials, right? It's
Wait,
you guys.
You have commercials
on Peacock. It's bad.
Dude.
Honestly, you want to hear something terrible? I think
honestly,
it's my wife's
off
cousin.
the record. I'll give you if you're hard for money, I'll give you something. It's fine.
It's unbelievable.
I'll help you out.
I don't know
Just
why,
ask
because
after.
I'll go out and blow money on dinner, and then I come home and I'm like, "Do you want to get Apple Plus?" I'm like,
That's
"No,
brutal.
It's brutal. I have no excuse." So I'm watching Traitors. It goes to the commercial, and it's you.
Oh hell yeah!
And not only that, and I know this just because I've spent some time with him personally and talked to him off air. I live in Staten Island, and so does he.
Yeah.
It's like, here's Rico
Bosco
yes. on a commercial on Peacock for the most popular reality show.
Oh my God, that's so funny. Rico he's the best. He's a psycho.
He really. But you know what? I'll say this just because I've talked to him a bunch off. I think he's actually a really sweet guy.
No.
No?
Your reading of human beings is so off.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh my gosh, so off. I listen. I die for him. I've known him forever. He'll be with me forever. Sweet guy, not even close.
Would you die for Rico Bosco?
No, but I say that because he wouldn't even die for me. So it's actually mutual. Yeah, no. He'd push me on the tracks if it saved his life.
A couple more minutes with Dan Katz, Barstool Big Cat. Pardon my take. Pardon my book.
Pardon my book. That's the name of it.
I knew that.
Yeah, of course you did. Because we couldn't think of a book name, so we just said that.
Why would it be anything other than
Yeah, no, it's true. We were gonna do we actually talked to the legal team because we wanted to name it like a New York Times bestseller.
Okay.
And so that way, if we don't get New York Times bestseller, we can just say we have a New York Times
I see.
bestseller.
that's
And they're
a
like,
great
you can't do that. And I was like, all right, fine. I guess pardon my book.
That's honestly,
Yeah.
that's a great bit.
Yeah, it would have been perfect.
The New York Times bestseller with Dan
says it
Katz
right there.
and PFT commenter. Listen, I think I'm contractually obligated to. We'll do a super car or something on the game. What do you got?
I got some fun stuff for you because
Ooh.
I know you probably had done the same thing. Who you got on the game? All right, 2 bets. Ready? One, plus 150 JSN receptions more receptions than Ohio State made threes on Sunday.
Who's Ohio State playing
Michigan.
on Sunday? And they hit 1,000,000 threes last night, right?
They did they?
They won by, I think they beat Maryland by 20 last
Great,
night.
that's even better.
Yeah.
I'm happy they hit 1,000,000 threes. I was looking at it. They're usually like
Am I
in
right
that,
about that?
They're usually in like the 7 to 9 made threes range. But I love these type of bets because
They won 82-62.
yeah,
They probably had to make some
Maryland's
threes.
terrible. Yeah, but you know they're probably they average around I think like 7.9 threes made threes a game. Michigan's got a obviously very, very good team.
Dude, you sound like a betting expert.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
You just said they average
Well, I broke it.
7.9.
I know, and I actually think I made that up, but it feels good to say it.
I hope you did. Honestly.
But I love these bets because like, what if Ohio State comes out and hits 5 threes, and now you have JSN receptions at 5+ on Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
So, and then the other one, this one's even stupider.
These are action
Can you say
bets.
stupider? Can you say it's dumber? Dumber.
Well, I mean, you're
It's
on.
early.
I mean, you're on Netflix, man. You could say whatever you
Yeah,
want.
for some reason, even whenever like I do radio, I'm like, man, I sound really, really dumb. Even though I sound exactly the same on my own podcast. The total points in the game combined with U.S. gold medals in the Winter Olympics.
Wow, I love
58 plus.
Love that.
So the over-under for U.S. gold medals is 12.5. So let's say we get 30. You're basically betting over 45. But again, what if we somehow get 50 points in the Super Bowl and then you're like, hey, we just need Go USA for 9 gold medals?
Because we love to do that. Like our mutual friend Ken Barkley would always say that. Like parlaying, like if you like something on Sunday and you think someone's going to hit a home run tonight, parlay the home run and then you have extra odds going into if it hits it going into the weekend.
Yes.
And I will say I do appreciate it when I get a note from you after a segment that we do, like on bets that we give out or something. I always appreciate that very much.
Absolutely. I mean, you guys do a great job here and you're sharp and it's. I mean, I just lose.
Well, one of those things is true.
Well, I mean, I
think I do a good job.
I am a lifelong loser when it comes to betting, but I love the action. I'll do it for the rest of my life because it's fun.
Tell the people everything that you'd like to promote that you've got going on that people should check out.
Nothing. Pardon my book. Pre-order it on Amazon.
That's when you reach a level where it's like, hey, like, what would you like to promote? Nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
I don't know.
Meanwhile, Emmett Smith is selling this tableau like his family's life depends on
Yeah,
it.
right. Pushing it. Yeah, I got Skittles. I don't know. Yeah.
Skittles are good.
Yeah.
Hey, I appreciate you, man, very much.
You're the best.
Barstool Big Cat, the great Dan Katz joining us on the show. Former NFL MVP, my good buddy Rich Ganon, coming up next here from Radio Row.
All right.
We're getting towards awards and accolades just being completely meaningless now. I've grown a little fed up with that song. Yeah, I've grown a little fed up with LeBron James. Last week, the fake crying, the charade that he put on before playing the Cleveland Cavaliers in Cleveland. He hasn't formally announced that this is his retirement season, his farewell tour, yet we're kind of treating it that way, probably because we see the drop off in his game this season. You look at the numbers, he's averaging 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 6.5 assists. This is a guy that last year was averaging 24.5 points. The year before that, 25.5 points. 2 years ago, 2021, 30 points per game. His average rebounds per game is the lowest in his entire career. The average of his assists is the second lowest in the last 10 years for him. His shooting 50% from the field is the second lowest in the last 7 years. His free throw percentage continues to be horrendous. It's at 73%. His three-point percentage is 33%. And nowadays we're playing a sport where there is routinely 240 points in a contest. So, on top of that, yeah, he had sciatica, which has limited him to just 31 games played this season. He didn't make his season debut until 15 games into the season. How is LeBron James an all-star over Kawhi Leonard? Makes no sense whatsoever to me. It basically just says that at this point, the NBA is giving him the honorary LeBron badge. You're LeBron James. Here you go. You're an all-star. And so now being an all-star in the NBA is just as meaningless as being named a Pro Bowler in the NFL, because we have Shedeur Sanders, a Pro Bowler. We've got LeBron James, an all-star, in a year where he's not an all-star. It's okay if LeBron James is not an all-star. We recognize he's one of the greatest players of all time. He hasn't been an all-star by any definition of the word or of the accolade this season. So why are we just giving it to him?
This is You Better You Bet, live from San Francisco on Westwood One Sports. Here's your host, Nick Kostos.
Better You Bet rolls on San Francisco, California, the site of Super Bowl 60. Westwood One Sports presented by BetMGM. This is awesome. Joining me on the show, one of the greatest quarterbacks in the history of the National Football League, Pro Football Hall of Famer, the legendary Warren Moon. Warren, welcome back to the show. Happy Super Bowl week.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is where it all gets started, right here, Radio Row, and a lot of energy in this place, and I'm sure by the end of the week you'll be talked out and won't want to talk to anybody this weekend, right?
Until I have to go home and have to talk to my wife, which is coming up in a couple days. I'm curious how often you get this, for what I'm about to say, from people around my age. So I turn 43 later this year. When I grew up, Tecmo Bowl was the big game.
Oh, yeah.
And I played exclusively as the run and shoot Houston Oilers.
Did you?
And would throw for $1 million.
You must have did pretty good then.
I never ran the ball with Lorenzo White. It was you throwing to Haywood Jeffries and Ernest Givens and Curtis Duncan, and there's a fourth who I'm forgetting. And I just absolutely Drew Hill. I was going to say Drew White, Drew Hill. And I dominated with you guys. Do you get that from people ever? Because you guys were the most fun team to use.
Yeah. I was just with those guys last week at a trading card show in Houston. They were all there, and we were all signing autographs for the run and shoot offense. Those guys were amazing players, really good guys, and we're all really close.
Do you feel like you obviously are a Hall of Famer, right? Do you feel like what you guys were able to accomplish offensively in Houston with the way that you did it was pretty revolutionary at the time?
Yeah.
I kind of feel like you guys don't get the credit you deserve for like ushering in like a new offensive style in the NFL. Do you ever feel that way?
Well, not really, but I understand why. If we would have went and won a championship with it, then I think it would have made more noise. You look at the greatest show on turf with the Rams. They won a Super Bowl, so I think people talk about that offense a little bit more because it won the ultimate success. It won a championship. So I think if we would have done that, we'd probably get a little bit more noise from it.
The year that you guys, I'm not trying to bring up bad memories. The year you guys lost to Kansas City, was that
Yeah.
the best one?
I think so, yeah. That was a team I thought had a chance to go. We had won 12 games that year. We had won 11 games in a row up until that point, and we let one get away, man. Otherwise, who knows what might have happened.
I had a family. My grandmother lived in Houston at the time. I used to go to some of the Oilers games. We used to have ribs at Luther's back in the day.
Oh, yeah,
which was
Luther's.
awesome.
And they're not there anymore, Luther's.
Back in the day in Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. You played in Seattle at the end of your career. Seahawks in the Super Bowl now. Give me your thoughts on Seahawks quarterback Sam Darnold that had the biggest game of his life.
Yeah, I just love his whole overall story, his journey. Everybody has their own journey. I had my own where I had to go to another country and all the different things. But, you know, Sam's bounced around the league. I think he lost his confidence after what happened with the Jets. Regained that confidence, I think, when he sat behind I forgot who it was, Jimmy Garoppolo, I think,
Yeah, but he was with San Francisco with Kyle Shanahan.
And Shanahan kind of helped boost his confidence again. And then he goes to Minnesota, has a great year there. They have a young quarterback they want to go with. They make the decision not to pay him. He goes to Seattle, and here he is in the Super Bowl. So I think it's a great story. I think if it ends the way he wants it to end on Sunday, this is a movie to be made.
What is it about Sam that impresses you the most, watching him from one quarterback to another?
His demeanor. I love his demeanor. It reminds me a lot of mine. You never see him get upset. You never see him get too high when he does something well. He doesn't get too low when he doesn't do well. And that's what you want out of your quarterback. This is a game that has a lot of emotion in it. Football does. But who do you turn to when you want to know if there's a calming influence on your team? It's usually your quarterback. And you always look to him. If he's okay in his demeanor, then everything's going to be okay. And that's what I wanted to always be for my team. And I think that's what he is for his team.
I'd like to ask you the same question about Patriots quarterback Drake May, Super Bowl year 2. What most impresses Warren Moon, Hall of Fame quarterback, about New England Patriots second-year quarterback Drake May?
His maturity, very mature for a kid his age, really understands who he is and what he's all about. And then his accuracy. I mean, what it was, 72% this year throwing the football. That's kind of unheard of for a young guy like that, especially in a new offense. You know, he has a new offensive coordinator come in, and he's done a very, very good job. I love how smooth he plays the game, and I love that he uses his legs when he needs to. He hasn't played that great in the playoffs, but he's made some of his biggest plays with his legs, especially in some of those weather conditions. So really impressed with his maturity.
A couple more minutes with Warren Moon, Hall of Fame quarterback on You Better You Bet. We'll talk about the NFL Alumni Fatherhood Champions program in just a second. Who's going to win the Super Bowl and why? Seahawks or Patriots?
I'm a Seahawk fan. I played there. I work for the organization. I still live in the Seattle area. So I think Seattle has a complete team. What concerns me a little bit is the running game with Kenneth Walker not having Charbonnet there, and he's out for the season, so depth-wise. But, you know, this is a game where there's no next week. So if you had to run Kenneth Walker 25, 30 times in this game, you can do it because you don't have to worry about using him up. Their defense, they really fly around. They swarm.
Hope Emin-Wari is able to play.
Yeah, they give you a lot of different looks, and they have a lot of team speed. So if Sam plays well with what he's being asked to do, Sam doesn't have to win the game for him. He just has to play Sam Darnold football. And if he does that to go along with the balance with the running game and the way that defense plays, they should be okay.
This is not blowing, it's the truth, right? You're the greatest quarterback in the history of Houston football, right? So C.J. Stroud has got a chance, right? He's been to the divisional round his first 3 years. The way the season ended, I think, left a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. Are they going to give him the fifth-year option? Will there be competition for him? What's your read on C.J. Stroud as he gets set to enter year 4?
Well, I think C.J. would be the first one to admit he did not play his best football in the playoffs. And he came out publicly and said all those things and said he's going to do everything he can this offseason to make sure that doesn't happen again. Now, that's CJ's side of it. The organization's got a decision they got to make on the other side. Do we extend him or do we go ahead and let him play it out?
When you watch him play?
I think they need to improve some things around him with the offensive line. He's pressured and sacked too much, and he's got to have his weapons healthy. Even in that last game, he lost his tight end in the game, and he came in without his best receiver. So he already was behind the 8 ball in that football game to go along with the bad weather and all that too. So I think they've probably seen enough to know that he does have the potential to be a really great quarterback in this league, the way he played in his first year and then up and down a lot of the last 2 years. But you can see when he is up, he's special. So that's the decision I think they're going to have to make. Or is he going to be up more than he's going to be down? And that's the decision they have to make as an organization after they look at everything. I haven't analyzed his play as much as they probably are. So I'm just kind of going off of what I've seen.
At Radio Row, a lot of Pro Football Hall of Famers,
Yeah.
and a lot of them join me here on the show, and I've been asking them all the same question. I'll ask you. You're someone who's in Canton. Do you feel like the Hall has taken a hit to its reputation over the past couple years? And it's not just Belichick. I can't believe Terrell Owens didn't get in on the first ballot. That was one to me where, like, you watch Warren Moon play. Warren Moon's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like, Emmitt Smith's a first ballot Hall of Famer. Terrell Owens a first ballot Hall of Famer. Do you feel like the Hall of Fame's taken a hit in the last however many years?
I think they have, and I think part of the reason why is I don't think we let enough people in at a time. For our sport, with as many players as we have at one time, we have 53 players on a roster. We have 22 guys that play on both sides of the football, offense and defense, and we have specialists. So you have punters and kickers and your special teams guys that you have to consider as well. So we have a lot of guys to consider. And when you're only letting in 4 or 5 guys every year, I don't think it's enough. So there's a lot of guys sitting out there waiting for their opportunity. And when the voters look at it, they also have to look at guys who are first ballot worthy. Then they have to look at guys who are waiting. Sometimes they take a guy who might have been waiting a long time and put him in before the guy that might be a first ballot guy. So it's a tough situation because of the way they have to vote for these guys. They have to get 80% of the vote. And when you're voting like that, there's going to be guys that are left out that probably should be first-time guys, but they'll eventually get in. And I guess people don't want to hear that. But when you're in that room and there's a Reggie Wayne or there's a Torrey Holt or somebody that's been waiting 10, 12 years to get in, you want to try and get that guy in if you possibly can. So I think that's the
It's a challenge, right?
That's the challenge that they have to look at each and every time they go in that room. And I think it's the same way with Coach Belichick and Mr. Kraft going in on the first ballot. You got somebody like L.C. Greenwood, who I think they want to get in, or a Roger Craig, who both have been waiting a long time to get in. And some of those voters make the decision that they'd rather have one of those guys get in now and not have a first ballot coach. So I understand how tough it is to make those decisions, but what can you say?
We were talking a little bit about this off air. I think this is so great. Tell us what you have going on, Warren, with the NFL Alumni Fatherhood Champions Program.
Yeah, it's through the NFL alumni, and what we're trying to do is promote fatherhood and how to be a better father. And we have a couple of different ways to do that. We have a fatherhood handbook that's being established. We're going to have a Father's Day boot camp where you come to this boot camp on Father's Day.
That's awesome.
And learn all these different tools and techniques on how to be a better father, how to connect with your kids, how to get more involved in their lives. And it just shows. I grew up without a father, so I thought it was very important for me when I had kids to make sure I was a part of my my kids' lives, because I knew how much I missed not having a father in my life, especially after football games, whether we won. You want to celebrate with your dad, or whether you lost, you had your dad there to pick you back up. I watched all the other teammates that I have had their fathers there. So I wanted to make sure I was that dad that was in my kids' lives, and I've been that way for them. And I want to make sure other fathers do the same thing and have the tools that it takes to make sure you connect with your kids the proper way.
You should be proud of yourself.
Well,
That's
I'm trying.
awesome. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Hall of Fame quarterback Warren Moon here on the show. Really appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
The show rolls on right after this.
The biggest issue with Drake May, and we've seen it time and time again, especially here in this postseason, is ball security. How is he going to be able to deal with the pressure when the pocket collapses? I think he tries to do too much. And as a result, it gives himself in trouble. The ball will dislodge as a result of him, trying to emphasize, trying to force the issue. What he has got to do in this game against a very assertive and aggressive front, not to say New England doesn't, because New England's pressure rate is at like 40+% according to Pro Football Focus coming into this game. That's top 10 in the NFL, but Seattle is also top 10 in the NFL in the season in that category. But when the duress happens, he feels the heat. A, he's got to be able to feel it. B, he's got to react to it appropriately. And C, when he gets swallowed up, son, tuck the ball. Live to play another down. Don't try to force things, because if you try to force things on the world's biggest stage, mistakes are going to happen. Could be a scoop and score. Could be a pick six. That could be a major deciding factor in this game. So that's the area, if I'm a New England diehard and a fan, that I would be most concerned about is ball security of Drake May, because he has failed, I feel, in that category this entire postseason.
Let's get back to San Francisco for more You Better You Bet with Nick Kostos, live from Media Row, only on Westwood One Sports, presented by BetMGM.
We're slumming it up now. Joining me on set. We don't get to say this that often. NFL Most Valuable Player, my good friend, the great Rich Ganon, Sirius XM NFL Radio. What's going on, Richie?
My old colleague, brother.
Yeah.
I miss you.
I miss you,
I got to
too.
tell the story about you and Bill asking me to come on the show the
Please
other day. And we walked in. I'm like, absolutely. So Bill texted my number from like 1977, I think. Maybe 1978.
Okay.
And then I walk in the next day. You guys are like, yo, what's up? You stiffed us. I'm like, what are you talking about? And Bill's looking at me like, dude, I texted. You don't get back to me. I'm like, what's the number you texted me? He gives me this number. I'm like, dude, I had that number when I was like in high school.
And so, ergo, here we go, Richie Ganon on the show.
It's great to be with you.
You good, buddy?
Dude, you got the best set in here. I got to tell you, you're front and center right when you walk in the door.
It's pretty good, right? What'd you think of the picture of me on the set?
I'm good with it, except I don't know who did all the airbrushing. It's a little, I don't know. You guys, I don't know. You must have good budgets. I mean, to have a professional come in and airbrush that and make you look a lot sexier than you are.
I'm fat. Speaking of sexy, dude, you look.
Hey, I was one of people's most sexiest guys alive.
When did you go like full gray or full white with the hair?
Honestly, the whole story with that was, I worked at CBS doing the games for 18 years,
Yeah.
and like towards the end of my tenure there, I started getting like little gray like through the side, and it looked really weird.
Yeah.
So my wife's like, you should just color it. So I started coloring it, and then like
Wait, you colored it dark?
Well, my hair was dark.
Yeah,
but I just colored this in dark.
Yeah.
And then like over time, it got to the point where you have to do it like instead of like once a season, then it was twice a season. Then finally I got done. I'm like, forget that. But then all of a sudden it just got like it started getting gray.
Do you feel?
I'm just thrilled that I have hair.
I got to tell you something. I'm not joking. And if I were
and
joking,
by the way,
I
I'm
would
getting
tell
very uncomfortable with the direction this conversation is going.
No.
And honestly, let me just say, HR, is this being recorded?
Dude,
hello,
dude,
HR.
You're a stud with the white hair, man. I feel like you look better with the hair like this. I'm not joking.
Oh, bro, it's great to see you.
Tell the audience. I don't know. I'm gonna put you on the spot here. Maybe you got something. Maybe you don't. Do you have a funny story from our time working together? And for people that don't know, and maybe a lot of people don't, once upon a time in a past life, I was Rich's producer on Sirius XM NFL Radio. So it was me, Adam Shine, Rich Ganon.
Dude,
we had a great crew, man.
That was a Hall of Fame crew, and not only that, but the intensity during breaks. If we could have recorded the breaks and just aired that, it would have been incredible. But I would just simply say this.
Who would have
about
gotten
you.
fired
I've
first?
never worked with anybody in almost, I don't know, I've been doing this for 25 years. I've never worked with any producer or anybody in the business that was as competitive as you were. And I say that in a respectful way.
No,
like
I
remember Adam and I be talking like, we should get like Andy Reid on Monday, or say we should get Terrell Owens on Tuesday, and you'd be like, and to think about at the time, like, you'd be calling agents, you'd be calling like marketing people, you'd be calling the PR guy, and you'd be like, I got him. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
We'd throw stuff out, and you'd be like, I got him.
Well, because I took that as like a direct challenge. When you're like, we should get this person on the show. Now it's like, you guys handled your end of the bargain by being great on the air. It was my responsibility to get you guys the A-level guests that were worthy of the show that you were putting out. And I appreciate you saying that. And look, it's true. I did not take no for an answer.
No,
so,
I know you
so
didn't.
let's just say, for
I know
example,
you
and this
didn't.
sounds like I'm guessing, I am to a degree. But this is just like the desire to be great, right? You give me, let's say it's Terrell Owens, right? Let's say he's on the 49ers, which he wasn't, doesn't matter. I will ask public relations for Terrell Owens. Let's say they say no. Great. Okay. Now I will find his agent. I will ask the agent. They say no. Great. I will find a publicist. They say no. Great. I will find a foundation. They say no. Great. I will find someone that knows something.
I'll find his phone number.
I will find his phone number, and I will get him on the air. So it wasn't just like one dead end you stop. There was never any stopping. I looked at it this. There was a wall up, and not only was I not letting it stop me, I was running that son of a bitch straight through, man. To get guys for you guys.
Can I just say this? I think there's a direct correlation between people in our profession and some of the greatest players that I played with, just in terms of the competitiveness. And I mentioned that about you. Like, I was just walking over here with Andrew Fitzpatrick from Sirius, and
he's a stud.
And I said to him, we were talking about certain players. I said, I just ran into Drew Brees and Larry Fitzgerald and Luke Kuechly and some of those guys. And I just said, there's certain players, and they walk into a locker room, you realize there's something unusual. I played with Roger Craig one year in Minnesota,
Yeah.
okay? When Roger Craig walked into the locker room, dudes were like, hey, it's Roger Craig.
Yeah, yeah.
When I was with the Raiders, we had Tim Brown, we had Charles Woodson, we had all these great players. We signed Jerry Rice. When Jerry Rice walked into the locker room, everybody was like, oh, jeez. We got better instantly.
Yeah.
I just think that, and then you say, well, what's unique about those players? Their attention to detail, their passion, their energy, their work ethic. Jerry would come early and stay late. Jerry would run gassers between periods. I mean, that's really what separates people in any profession. The guys those who are the last to surrender, are the guys that just grind away. Those who invest the most are the last to surrender.
I know what I say is there's no other option other than to win.
No.
Like, losing is not acceptable. Like, you do everything it takes to
But
win.
I think it rubs off on the people around you. I think it rubs off on the people in the huddle. I think it rubs off on coaches that you work with, the players that you play with. I was very demanding of the players I played with in Oakland, not because I was a jerk, but because I wanted to win.
You wanted to win.
I wanted to win. And if they didn't prepare, they didn't know what they were doing, they were making mistakes in practice, I didn't tolerate it. Tom Brady didn't tolerate it. Drew Brees didn't tolerate it. Peyton Manning didn't tolerate it. I'm not trying to compare myself, but I'm just saying I was
Your
an
MVP
I was
started
MVP
a
of the
Super
league.
Bowl.
But I was demanding because I felt like I had to be.
Did you have difficulty when you were playing turning it off, like when you went home?
Not too bad. I mean,
I struggle with it.
I had a great wife. I still have a great wife. We've been married 34 years. In our profession, Nick, as you know, that's a lifetime. And her dad played in the NFL for 13 years, Bill Brown. So I think she knew what she was getting into. I had two daughters now. They're 30 and 28. But I tried when I went home. Like,
Dude, you're old, man.
I know there'd be study nights, but I would go home. I'd make sure I'd spend an hour or two with them.
Yeah.
And then when they'd go to bed, like, I would take out my playbook and study on Wednesday, Thursday nights, and Friday nights. So that's what you do. I mean, I would tell players, all you got to do is go hard for 6 months.
Yeah.
From August to the Super, just go hard. And then after that, you got 6 months. You can do the other things that you want to do in your life.
How much time realistically do I have left with you here? We're at 45.
Like we got another couple minutes.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you because we have to talk Super Bowl at the end. It's contractually obligated. Do you have, and I will filibuster for a second and give you a chance to think, a G-rated John Gruden story that won't get you in trouble telling on the air, regulated by the FCC from your time playing or afterwards with as you would call him, the Gru Daddy?
So I had dinner with him last night. The guy's insane. He's absolutely intense.
So
Honestly,
can I say this just so people know? Like, I was lucky enough to have a couple dinners with Gruden when I worked at NFL Radio. Exactly the same guy off the air that he is on the air.
He's passionate about it. I will say this: the game misses him. I think the game would be better with John Gruden roaming the sidelines. But let me just tell you this: he was so insane, out of his mind. You know the Ricky Water story, which is not good for air. But let me just tell you about what he did to me during a game. I'll tell you real quick because it was out on social media the other day. Basically, what happened was John would give us these quarterback tip sheets, and they were very detailed and very thorough. And he would say, like, all week, like, hey, if you get this look, you get this front versus this defense, we're going to get to this. So we're playing the Tennessee Titans. Jeff Fisher, Jim Schwartz was defensive coordinator. They're really good.
He just resigned from the Browns.
I saw that. Yeah, they were really, really good. And their defense was loaded with Curse, all those guys. So he said, hey, if we get this over front with the Sam and the strike position with the strong safety, he says, we're not going to run strong side runs into that. He says, I want you to get the 358 ex-logo Z-seam. We used to call it 358 slammer. He says, if you get that look, he says, I don't want you to think twice. I want you to get the 358 slammer. So we call this strong side run. We're about midfield, and he's standing right over there on the left. He used to stand behind our huddle a little bit because he could see the defense. But for some reason, he's standing at midfield.
Okay.
So I get the line of scrimmage, and I start the cadence. Black. I said, blue, 358. I said, blue 58. Blue, easy. We'd say easy because the lineman would get jumpy if you all of a sudden threw an audible. So I said,
you made me jump.
I said, blue, and all of a sudden I said, easy. I said, black, 358 slammer. All of a sudden I go like this, and he's over there screaming, like using F-bombs. What are you doing? What are you doing? No. And so I'm like, in the middle of the cadence, I look over at him, and I start giving him like, F you! F you! We're screaming. The offensive lineman, the left guard, was Steve Wisniewski,
great player,
who I think will be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
He looks up at me like, are you out of your mind? The defensive players for the Tennessee Titans are watching this happen in real speed, and they're going, what? The officials, the line judges are going, what the? So we hit this.
Was this the championship game?
No, this was a regular season game, and we hit a big play. As I'm walking off the field, I'm still pissed.
Yeah.
And he looks at me. He comes walking to the numbers. He goes, hey, I didn't see it, man. We're good. I didn't see it. But that's the kind of relationship. We were like brothers.
Yeah.
We'd fight. We'd argue. We'd debate. But then at the end of the game, we'd hug each other and we loved each other. He was so good for football. He was so good for me.
Is he going to come back, you think, and coach in the NFL?
I don't think so. He's doing a lot of good things with Barstool. He's got a great situation. I don't think the NFL wants to take him back.
Yeah.
I think there's some owners out there.
He got bones, you know.
He got a bad deal.
Yeah.
And he's got that lawsuit coming up. By the way, I think he's going to win that thing.
It feels like he's going to win it, right? And who knows what happens from there? Do you think you know me well enough. I'm not trying to get you to make news here. Do you think he would ever coach a college team? There's been rumors.
I don't think so. I don't think he wants. I think he's talked to a lot. I think he's been offered some jobs. I think he's talked to a lot of coaches in the profession at the college level, and this whole thing about NIL, this thing about the transfer portal. I don't think he plays that game.
Who's going to win the Super Bowl? I have to ask you.
I think the Seahawks will win the game. I just think their defense is playing so well. I think both quarterbacks have a chance to play well in this game. I think it'll be the idea that the Patriots are going to get stomped is ludicrous. I think the Patriots will play well. I think no one's talking about the fact that their defense is getting up 26 points in 3 games. They're playing really well. I suspect both quarterbacks will play well. I don't think the quarterback's going to be the story in this game, but I think Seattle will win.
Who's going to win MVP?
I don't think it's going to be a quarterback.
Who do you
How
like?
about Jake Bobo?
How about him?
Dude, I'll tell you, at media night the other night, he was like John Travolta. Every time I turned around, there's cameras around this guy. Bobo.
He's a good player.
He's a good player. I'm just saying he could have like 7 catches for 97 yards and 2 touchdowns. The NFL MVP, you heard it here first.
Jake Bobo.
Seattle Seahawks.
Does it surprise you or not surprise you to hear that I never ended up talking to the girl that worked at the front desk at the gym in Astoria that I would go to when we were
Dude, I
together?
remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that story.
Yeah.
Dude, you were like that was a tough you were like every day I remember, hey, I was like, dude, you got to talk to
There
her.
was this Croatian girl. Her name was Alyssa that worked at the front
She's
desk.
probably watching right now.
She may be watching. Probably not. She was beautiful, and I would never talk to her.
And I
would
said
come
to
in
her,
and be
I
like,
said,
I
Nick,
love this
I
girl.
said, Nick, you got to go talk to this girl.
I never did.
Hey, let me just tell you something. Scared and dumb is nowhere to go through life.
You're right. You're 100% right. I love you, man.
Bro, you're the best.
Rich Gannon.
Hey, I want to be on every week next year.
Well, no, I want that to happen.
All right, let's make it happen.
No, like,
You're the best.
are you lying?
No, dude, I've got juice. I'll bring it. You know me.
Of course
I
you
don't
will.
come. I come and lock the
So
load.
here's what I need you to do, because you got to go do another
So I got
interview
to sign
right
a
now,
contract right now. Where do I sign?
No, I need
Where do
you.
I
You can
sign?
just write your name. I need you. Let's do this on the air. You keep the headset
All
on.
right.
I need you to say, "I'm Rich. I'm NFL, or whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm people's sexiest man, Rich
Yeah.
Gannon, and you're watching my guy, Nick Kostos.
Okay, ready?
You ready? All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Hey, I'm Rich Gannon, former NFL MVP, and you're watching my guy, Nick Kostos.
You're the man.
You love you, brother.
Love you, man. Rich Gannon joining me here on the show, Sirius XM NFL Radio, former NFL Most Valuable Player. Hello. Got a lot of people over here. Are we, we got a couple minutes left. Okay. All right, so this week has been sick. I want to give a shout out here because I've done a poor job doing this all week. And I know I've gotten tweets from people like, hey, you giving out bets at the end of the show. Like, we got a lot going on. I'm going to bet the Seahawks in the Super Bowl, so I'll tell you that as far as the side goes. I am on, because people may be wondering, are you going to give bets out for the game today? I am on for 3 hours on Sunday. WFAN 8 to 9 a.m. and then nationally 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Westwood 1. I will give out a bleep load of bets for Super Bowl 60 coming up on Sunday, courtesy of our friends at BetMGM, because the biggest game of the year calls for a boost pack that's just as big. BetMGM rolling out the big game boost pack, giving you 3 different ways to boost the odds on your next big game bet. Here's how it works. First, log in and your big game boost pack going to be waiting for you. Next, add any big game bet to your bet slip and activate the boost token you want to use. And finally, if that bet hits with the token activated, you're getting extra winnings on top of your payout. So if you want to add a little more excitement to your big game action, make sure you grab the big game boost pack from BetMGM so you can make it legendary. Download the BetMGM app today, and as always, please gamble responsibly. Bill Zimmerman, best producer in the business, doing an amazing job this week. A great hang as well off the air. Love Bill. Mitch Rosen is here. Armin Williams is here. Andrew Williams did a great job Monday through Wednesday. We love our guy, Armin. John Romero is my favorite person in this room right now. John, you know I love you. We got our guy, Justin Tucker. Adam, not the Ravens kicker. The other Justin Tucker. Our friend Adam Schifrin's over here right now. Who else do I need to thank? Tyler in the studio. Kenny in the studio. Downtown Mike Brown, Dan Turner. And here are the guests that we've had this week on You Better You Bet. You got something else for me, Bill? What do we got? Okay, so these are all the people I'm thanking. Bill, Mike Brown, Tyler, Kenny, Dan Turner, Carlos Delgado, not the first baseman, the Odyssey employee, who's an absolute stud. John Romero, the Williams, Andrew and Armin, Mitch Rosen, JT, Frank Lewis, Dan Silverman, Bobby Dotson, and Gary Williams, not the Maryland head coach or the Golf Channel host. Thank you very much to them. Our guests this week, deep breath, Ernie Accorsi, Damon Amendolar, Lindsey Rhodes, Mike Sando, Solomon Wilcots, Pat Doherty, Aaron Nagler, Joey Knish, Big E, Ross Tucker, AGB, Charlie Batch, Nate Tice, Greg Hill, Jermaine Wiggins, Robert Mays, Mike Silver, Evan Williams, Scott Hansen, Danny Parkins, Ben Watson, Ben Fox, T-Mac, Tet McMillan, Mike Golick, Joe Milton, Michael Pittman, Manti Te'o, Todd Heap, Dennis Pitta, Jeff Garcia, Hendon Hooker, Greg Cosell, CM Punk, Mike Mayock, Tyquan Thornton, Jeff Miller, Matt Moore, Rob Pizzola, Emmett Smith, Ariel Epstein, Kelly Stewart, Scott Graham, MJF, Darren Woodson, Fred Warner, Warren Moonshaw, Merriman, Tyrod Taylor, Bryant McFadden, Thor from Game of Thrones, Shaun Alexander, Pete Prisco, John Ewing, Big Cat, Rich Gannon, Rod Woodson we will be taping with momentarily. YouTube exclusive show tomorrow. Noon Eastern tomorrow, YouTube exclusive show with a ton of content we did this week that did not make these fine airwaves. Amazing show the last 5 days here from Radio Row in San Francisco, California. I'm going home to my wife and daughter. I'll talk to you all on Sunday morning from New York. Until then, wishing you minimal sweats, winning bets, the absolute very best of luck.
The biggest issue with Drake May, and we've seen it time and time again, especially here in this postseason, is ball security. How is he going to be able to deal with the pressure when the pocket collapses? I think he tries to do too much. And as a result, it gives himself in trouble. The ball will dislodge as a result of him, trying to emphasize, trying to force the issue. What he has got to do in this game against a very assertive and aggressive front, not to say New England doesn't, because New England's pressure rate is at like 40+% according to Pro Football Focus coming into this game. That's top 10 in the NFL, but Seattle is also top 10 in the NFL in the season in that category. But when the duress happens, he feels the heat. A, he's got to be able to feel it. B, he's got to react to it appropriately. And C, when he gets swallowed up, son, tuck the ball. Live to play another down. Don't try to force things, because if you try to force things on the world's biggest stage, mistakes are going to happen. Could be a scoop and score. Could be a pick six. That could be a major deciding factor in this game. So that's the area, if I'm a New England diehard and a fan, that I would be most concerned about is ball security of Drake May, because he has failed, I feel, in that category this entire postseason.